Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Oz the Alchemist, and this is Lights Camera Wrestling. This is my partner,
Miss Lola Love.
and we are talking about this past week in wrestling with a little bit of an extra thing because I did watch Double or Nothing last night. She didn't because she is kind of a tribalist a little bit. Um, what do y'all?
Am not. I am a realist and I am loyal, okay, to the WWE. I'm slowly trying to get out of that because I do know about certain superstars from the other companies. So I'm getting around to it. I'm not as closed off as I was before, but actually watching the whole show, yeah, I don't think I got the time to be doing all of that. Nah. Baby steps, baby
Baby
steps.
steps. To be honest, I didn't watch all of Double or Nothing. I skipped maybe the first hour, so I got to the matches that I wanted to see.
I
Um,
did hear some good things about Mercedes Monet. She won some championship. Had trying to remember who it had to do with
No, it was
um
the Owen Hart Cup. It was basically like a tournament that they have to determine who's going to go for the world
the
championship.
AEW, the
Yeah.
World Championship. Yeah, well, shouts out to her, Miss Mercedes Monet. I know her as Miss Sasha Banks. Okay, so good job, Sasha.
Okay. So we gonna cover Raw first.
Yeah,
Actually,
and
no,
don't be
no, no.
surprised. I'm dressed like this because it's morning time. I'm just rolling out of bed. Judge your mama.
Yeah, it's Memorial Day.
Yes, it
Memorial
is.
Day.
Happy Memorial Day to everybody. And before we start, I just want to go ahead and acknowledge, okay, that yesterday was the Tribal Chief's 40th birthday. So, Tribal Chief, happy birthday to you. It's your birthday all week long. Would not know what we would do without you. Can't wait for you to return. Nothing but love, sir.
Yeah. So we gonna go over how was your week last week?
Um, long, long, very, very long. So glad that we got to be able to get the 3 day weekend because I'm I'm tired, teethy tired, very, very tired. Um, but only about 2 weeks left of school, and I'm out of there. I am out of there. I'm gonna miss my students for sure. Um, but I'm ready to relax. I'm ready to relax. Although I will be working summer camp, but it's not going to be as strenuous as the school year. So, yeah, looking forward to that. How about yourself?
It was an interesting week. Work was what it was. I did end up meeting up with a person from past experiences, and a lot of healing took place during that time. So we are working on ourselves mentally, spiritually, and all of that. And this definitely did heal some stuff mentally and spiritually. So I'm good,
Hey, as long as you did not hit anybody over the head with a steel chair, you're making progress.
and I would love to spear people, but laws and such.
Yeah, there's a couple people I would like to, hit the sweet chin music on. Oh, even a couple students I would like to do that too.
That's
But I
fair.
can't because, like you said,
Laws and
laws.
such.
Yeah.
So getting into Raw, do you remember any highlights from last week?
Oh, well, yes. Um, I don't even want to say it was much of a highlight. I mean, we knew it was coming, but it finally happened. Roxanne Perez got signed to Monday Night Raw. So congratulations to Roxanne. She definitely earned it and deserves it. And I can't wait to see the role she's going to play on Raw. I believe she did have a qualifying match, which she won. She will be going on to Money in the Bank. Not gonna lie, I was hoping for my girl to win it and to see her in it. No, she is in it. Matter of fact, yes, she is.
Oh,
Slip my mind. She is in it.
oh,
Rhea.
oh yeah, she won it. Yeah, she won.
Yes. Believe she did hers
Yeah,
either
she.
that same night or the week before.
Yeah, the same night after the whole Zoe Stark situation, which hope she heals quick because that didn't look
Yeah,
good at
yeah,
all.
yeah. Speedy recovery to Zoe. You get, at first, you thinking that it was a work, but I knew that it wasn't when the camera panned away from the
Always,
ring
always.
for some time. So it's like, man, I hope that she gets well soon and she has a speedy and wonderful recovery. Um, but yeah, it's good to see that Roxanne is going to be in the Money in the Bank match. Trying to remember any other highlights that happened. Besides the not too much that I can think of. Oh,
I think
well,
I'm honestly trying to see if Raw is getting better from what we said at least 2 weeks ago when he was like there was absolutely nothing memorable. But at
well,
least this time we got one thing.
our truth had his segment that he did with Wade Barrett, and our truth is always a treat.
Was that
The
Raw?
interview,
Was that Raw or was that SmackDown?
was it SmackDown?
I think it was SmackDown. Let me see. Uh, it was SmackDown.
Because I don't
It
because
was it was on
I
SmackDown.
don't think he did it on Friday. He didn't do it Friday.
It was on SmackDown.
Are you sure? It must have
Yes.
been last week's SmackDown,
Yeah. What? No, it was
and they
like
covered
the
the
Friday
no,
before. Yeah.
no, it wasn't this Friday when he had the interview,
Yeah. When you had the interview. Yeah. Oh
and
wait.
when he was no, when he was saying that that the person that did that to him that's not John Cena and everything like that. I don't think that didn't happen Friday before Saturday night's main event, not this past Friday. It had to have been the Friday before, and they were covering the highlights on Raw then.
Possibly.
Yeah. Um. Hmm.
No.
Well,
Wait. Nope. It was that Friday. It was
what Friday?
This past Friday, the 23rd.
Wow. Oh, got the
So
dates
yeah.
mixed up. Um. Wow. I'm truly trying to remember what was going on in terms of Jay. I know that Gunther had a little moment with him.
Yeah, him
Um,
and Logan Paul.
yes, yes, because is this when he kicked him?
Yes, Jay kicked Logan Paul to start off Monday Night Raw.
Finally, it was something, because Logan Paul has been, hitting him with the haymaker for the past like 2-3 weeks
Laying him
and
out.
just laying him out, just snaking him. So, finally, good to see Jay shutting him up for once. Um, but as far as Gunther goes, I think at this point, Gunther, it's just time for you to go to the back of the line. You can't just think because you've proven yourself in the past, and yes, you are the ring general. Yes, you're a wonderful athlete, but however, back of the line you go. You
Yeah,
lost, so you don't get to just cut in front of everybody, and
and you see
and
how
then
you
just
feel.
get your title back and like
See
get a
how you feel
rematch. Like,
about. See how you feel about Gunther. Is how I feel about Rhea.
we're not gonna do that.
How you feel about Gunther is how I feel about Rhea.
We're
You
not gonna do that.
lost at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
You should be at the back of the line. You don't just get to
Um.
jump right back in. But granted, like we've been talking about, they ain't really got that many people, so she ain't really
Well,
got no other choice.
I looked at Rhea's situation as something totally different because Rhea was already owed a rematch
And she
due to her
lost.
already being the champion.
And she lost.
So, huh?
And she lost.
Yes, but that was her rematch.
She had a rematch before that, didn't she?
No,
I'm pretty sure Adam Pearce told her, "You get a. We already tried to have a rematch, but you wouldn't listen to me, and then they had the
tried to
rematch."
have it, but she didn't have it. Remember, tried to have, but she didn't have it. She lost her title
No,
against
no, no, no,
Io
no.
on
That's
Raw.
what happened. No, what happened was the match where Bianca was the referee. That's what happened. That
Yes,
was her
yes,
rematch. She had a
yes.
rematch, but then she got disqualified. So you had your rematch. You messed it up.
Well, it was a double. Well, it was a double disqualification. So I'm not going to put on Rhea because EO too. They both got disqualified. And at that point, I believe that Adam Pearce just made a judgment call to the fact that maybe this wasn't such a good idea, putting Bianca as the guest referee or whatever, because it caused so much controversy within all three women in that match. And it was like, you know what, might as well just go ahead and let them at it or whatnot, to just put a rest to it. So that I'm not going to say that about Rhea, because ever since that happened, Rhea hasn't been trying to. She's been trying to earn her spot back as any superstar, but she's also to come out to help EO or whatnot, and she doesn't have to because you got my title. But it's still like a whole. I think Rhea's come to the realization of, you know what, it's not personal. I genuinely like EO as a person. She has something that I want, yes, but you know what? I'll give her her moment, her time to shine or whatever. Go ahead and do your thing, but I'm just gonna let you know that I am coming for that. She's not jumping the gun, over and over again like Gunther is trying to do. It's kind of like, okay, you lost, like let it go, like okay, and that's just the way that goes. At least Rhea is now in the hunt to get it back the right way. I'm in a qualifying match. I'm doing this. I'm not just trying to jump the gun and get it back. Like Gunther isn't doing that. And my thing is, Rhea doesn't have, a huge losing streak. So when she lost her title, yeah, but Gunther, you've lost two WrestleManias in a row. That's a big thing because it's the grandest stage of them all. And you've done it because you've always underestimated the underdog. You talk your big stuff and you pretty much think you're better than everybody and that nobody can ever compare to you. And then two underdogs, the biggest underdogs, end up shocking you and defeating you. So I think that Gunther really needs to go sit back and do a little, reevaluation. And I don't know, just start, just reflecting on I don't want to sound like a mom, but being maybe a little nicer person, because Gunther isn't humble at all. He's just he's an ass. He's an ass, and there's no other way around it. Even when he was champ, you weren't even relating to like the people at all. It was pretty much like you're better than everybody. Screw us, screw America, all of that. Like you're superior. Okay, well now you got knocked down a peg, and I think that he needs to go in, take some time off. I don't think it would be any loss on our end if he does that.
I'ma still say what I said. So and other than that, we had Finn Balor and JD versus AJ Styles and Penta. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got nothing
They
to say
won.
about that. Yeah,
They won.
finally,
But what
but
happened after is what's really, really piqued my fancy, really tickled my fancy.
we talking about the segment with
Finn
the
Balor
chicken
trying
nuggets.
to play a little, I don't want to say matchmaker, but we've seen this happen and unfold in the past. Um,
He
and I
can't
believe,
keep getting away with it. He cannot keep getting
hey,
away with this.
you can't blame Dom. He is an attractive man. However, it's not Dom's doing. It's Finn. Finn is very vindictive, but the difference is Liv is always two steps ahead. Liv sees everything, all the chess pieces on the board, and she makes her move. She's very cunning, she's very conniving, and she peeped Finn a long time ago when, when Finn was just throwing shade towards Dom, picking on him and all stuff like that. She knows this and she knows it well, especially if, this whole Roxanne thing, whatever this is that he's trying to do, Liv is going to pick up on it because she knows that you already did it with me. See, Rhea didn't see it coming because that never happened. Rhea made her move and she took Dom herself. See, with Liv, she needed a little help, and Finn behind the scenes was that help to push Dominic towards Liv. So Liv is going to shut that down
Oh, she gonna.
automatically.
Oh wow, Raquel is there. She gonna send her every time you
Man,
see her beat her ass.
Raquel is the best friend that every woman needs because she did not play. She said, "All right, you said you gave your gifts. Now you can go. Because what you doing here? We ain't finna do no pleasantries. Get up out of here with all of that."
Why
And
she?
then it's always the gifts to the two
Wait,
most vulnerable people,
why
lit
she?
Dom and Carlito.
Why she smacked Carlito apple out of his hand?
Because Carlito been trying to pursue her. You not about to give, even though she be brushing him off. That's still her man, and you not about to be.
No.
Yeah, that's her man. That's her man until she gets ready to say that it's not her man. It's like, no, you pining over me. I'm your eye candy. So you getting apples from somebody else? Get that apple up out of here.
That is wild as hell. Like,
Hey,
but
I ain't mad at her. I
but
ain't mad at her for it.
you know, if it happens, Dom's 3 for 3 at this point. He ain't missed. He ain't missed. The only miss he
He
probably would
ain't.
have had, I would say personally, is Tiffany Stratton had she tried. That'd be the only
Hey,
miss.
I'm gonna say 4 for 4 because Tiffany is the one that threw her shot at Dom. It said she went a little dirty in her life, so it was like, whoa! Like at this point, Dom is just getting the panties just thrown at him. And at this point, I ain't even gonna lie, I may have to run into Dom just to see what's up with this. I want to see what the hype is about at this point. Like, man, but yeah, Dom's a cool guy and whatnot. I can't wait to see how this all folds, how this pans out. It's going to be hilarious. I know that for sure. And I'll be able to get the feud that I have been wanting, Liv
Oh
Morgan
yeah,
and
yeah.
Roxanne Perez.
You definitely
That
called
is
that months
going
ago.
to be because
You
they're
ca-
huh?
you called that a while ago.
I did. I really, really did. And it's good to see it happening because they have so much similarities, even though they're so different at the same time. Like, they're both these short, spicy, spunky girls that can talk big stuff, but can also back it up at the same time. And they're unpredictable, but they're so cute and cunning. Like, I didn't do that. Like, yeah. So I can't wait to see how they match up with each other because with Liv and Rhea, they were total opposites. Right now, it's like to me, Roxanne is a mixture of Liv Morgan, of Alexa Bliss, and of Rhea Ripley, all combined into just one total package. Like this girl is a beast. She's little, but she's feisty and she's strong and she's smart and she can kill it on the microphone. Like as much as I used to be kind of against Roxanne, it was only because, I like to debate with you. So, but I got to get credit when credit is due. And she's a great athlete. And I'm really glad that she's on Raw and be able to really showcase her talents and what she can do on the big stage. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen with that. And to just throw her right in, that shows how good she is and how much confidence, the higher ups in WWE, how much they believe in her, because to just go right in and she gone from making history in the Royal Rumble match by being one of the longest people in the match. And then to go on to, I believe she was in the Elimination Chamber, and now to go on to now you're going to be in, Money in the Bank. Like they
You got
talked about
a hell of a rookie year.
they talked about Liv Morgan, how 2024, this is how it went the past 3 years. 2023 was the year of Rhea Ripley. That was the year Mommy was really born. And we thought we was going to get that same thing coming in 2024 because she went a whole year, defeated Becky at WrestleMania, and it was like, oh, we about to have a whole nother year of dominance from Rhea. Boom, she gets injured. Who injures her? Liv Morgan. And 2024, Liv took over. This was a different Liv that we were getting. So now it's like if she made history, being the first ever women's crown jewel champion, all of that. So coming around, and we couldn't really see her. We saw her losing her title. We knew Rhea was going to get it back. But the in between stuff, sometimes I believe that I'd be so focused on the main roster stuff, I forget NXT and what's going on. So to have somebody, because Roxanne's been cooking for a minute now on NXT, so much that they knew that she was destined to be on the main roster. But I think that they still needed her aura in NXT to still, boost up the other superstars, because that is a big loss. Roxanne and Julia being gone, but especially Roxanne being gone, is a big loss for NXT. But they have such incredible women over there, so I'm not worried about NXT. They're great, but bringing Roxanne in and everything that she's accomplished so far, this is going to be, and I'm calling now, this is the year of Roxanne. Roxanne is going to get her championship. I'm not going to lie, I look forward to her winning Money in the Bank. I want Mommy to win just because Mommy in the Bank sounds great. I would love to see how the briefcase would be designed, but I just see little Roxy taking it. I just see her taking it, and I'll be cool with that. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm definitely down for that because I like you said, we argued about it beforehand, but I always been on her team.
Mm-hmm.
The minute I was like, oh, CM Punk like her, I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
then
feel like
watching her, I want to say I can't remember which match it was. I think it was. Oh, who did she fight? I think it might have been Jordan Grace, where I was like, oh, she got it,
mm-hmm,
because she fought Jordan Grace, and I was like, oh yeah, she got it. And
mm-hmm,
then she started doing all the tag team stuff way before she left NXT.
mm-hmm,
And I'm like, oh yeah, she got it. Y'all need to go ahead and move her up. And then they moved her up, and I'm like, makes sense. And then they brought in
mm-hmm.
Stephanie Vaquer and Julia, and how Julia got off before Stephanie did kind of is baffling to me, because we've seen more of Stephanie than we have Julia. So
But you got to think about it, like I mentioned before, when you have such a powerhouse, NXT is not going to be so quick to let you go. Not saying Julia's not good. She's good.
yeah,
She's good enough to be on the main roster. But Stephanie is a force. She's something different than what we've seen. And that's what I'm loving about what's going on with NXT. All the women are different. All the women bring something different. But with Stephanie, yeah, they're not letting her go no time soon. Because right now, with how Paige used to say, this is my house, that's Stephanie's house. And she's built such a huge fan base over there, not even with the fans, but with commentary, like how Booker T, chimes in with the stuff that she does. So she's got a nice little movement over there. And I don't see her jumping ship
and
maybe
she can't.
towards the end, coming towards like the end of the year, because she still has a lot of work to do
She,
there.
I think she has to get over CML. I think it's CML. Oh, AAA. That's who they just partnered with. AAA.
Mm-hmm.
So once they get that whole pay-per-view done, and then a little bit
Yeah,
after that, I think that's when she's gonna make the jump over to the main roster.
yeah, yeah, yeah. If she loses the title, because I don't see her losing it no time soon. She's just a mug. I love to see it, but that's why I'm glad that she's still able to get that spotlight and shine too. When she had that match with Io, that was amazing. So I don't think they're going to jump her ship yet, just because they already did it with Roxanne. And right now, they're putting a rocket on Roxanne's back. The same with Julia being on SmackDown. And she, we're going to see what's going to happen with her. But yeah, that's why I don't think they're going to. Right now, Stephanie is that good upgrade from Roxanne's departure. So now it's like, okay, cool. We got a champion we're safe with that can, you know, she covers all the boards. All she checks off all the boxes on the board. So it's like, okay, cool, we're good. Until they find someone that can step up to Stephanie's level, they're not going to move her, just yet. And like I
I,
said, this is Roxanne's year, so they don't want to take too much away from her.
I'm calling it now. They either gonna give the ball to Jada Parker because she's been there longer, or they're going to give it to Jordan
Yep.
Grace.
Yeah.
Just because Jordan has years of experience more than basically
Mm-hmm.
everybody else on the roster. And then after
Mm-hmm.
if Jordan gets it first, then they're gonna give it to Jada, and then Jada's gonna run with it for a minute. Then they're gonna move her up too. That's
Yeah.
what I'm calling.
Yeah. When Jada comes, oh man, does Jada have merch? If so, I need me a
Jada
t-shirt.
has a T-shirt. She has a T-shirt.
I need a t-shirt. I need a t-shirt. I need a custom t-shirt to say Miss Parker. Like, yeah. I cannot wait to see her run as champ, because it's time. It's time. I know Stephanie still got some things, to do, but Yeah, I can't wait to see
She
Miss
needs
Parker.
the North American Championship first,
Yeah,
or they just go ahead and give her the actual title because Kaylani
I
just
was
got her hands whooped twice.
out. Thank you, and she's cute and she's good. But my thing is, how many times has Jada beat you? So I don't understand why Jada hasn't been the North American champion yet. She definitely deserves that. I thought she was going to get that a while ago. Like, stop playing with her. Give her her belt. She's cocky as she should be. She's over with the fans. She has the look, the skill set, the beauty, just everything. Like, give her her title. I'm tired of it. But again, I'll be patient and I'm going to enjoy the ride that The Rock is taking us on. So I'm just going to leave it at that.
You're gonna use that for everything.
I really am, and I have to because I really have to think about we've been here before. We're like, what are they doing? What's going to happen with this? And then it's like, huh, that's what that was for. This was going on. It was like, so every time I have to just remember that to be like, okay,
Let it
they
work
know what
itself
they're
out.
doing. Even when we think that it's going at a slow pace, when we think like, man, this stuff ain't even good, and it's slowing down. We thought that during after Cody beat Roman, and then his next, even though AJ Styles is great in the ring, I liked the match. The build up was kind of like, Boris Fest wasn't too much, but it was like, okay, this has to lead up to something bigger. It had to be fillers in between. They can't give us big stuff all the time, and that had to build up for Roman's return.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's why I'm just trying to zip it and enjoy the ride the Rock is taking us on because I know something big is coming because it's been tiny little pieces. Oh, but something big is coming. And it's going to either happen at Money in the Bank, SummerSlam for sure. But I'm a
So,
patient woman, so I'm going to be patient.
so to round off Raw, it was just the last match was Jey Uso and Braun Breaker, and we know it ended in disqualification. Jay gets jumped. CM Punk and Sammy come out to help. Me and you thought that the third person was definitely Sammy because
Man, man,
let's not act like they wasn't planting seeds.
man. But that's why I said they know what they're doing. And I love it. And this is why I want to be a part of this company because it just leaves everybody at suspense. And then they give us something and we like, we already know what they're doing. This is what's going to happen, blah, blah. And it's like, no, that's not. They left us with a nice little cliffhanger. That is not what's going to happen. But they did it so perfectly because Sammy came out so slow. Usually he darts to the ring and you about to come and help Jay or whatever. He came out so slow, and then you get on the apron, and I'm like, so you didn't come out with a weapon. You know, it's two other guys in the ring, or anything. You just standing on the apron, and I'm just like, what is happening? So the crowd started chanting CM Punk. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, he ain't here.
He ain't
I'm
Roman.
telling he ain't here because we haven't seen CM Punk in a minute, and I like when things are kept under wraps, and this is why I don't. This I know this is the era of like social media, and we see when they're arriving to the building and stuff like that. So it kind of just defeats the whole surprise, the element of surprise. And because I didn't see any of that with CM Punk, or it wasn't even announced that CM Punk was going to be there, um, I'm just like, he ain't there. So when his music hit, I'm like, oh man, yeah, he finally got some help. But I'm just like, no, is Sammy gonna get in there and help and beat him up? He gonna turn on CM Punk. But when he helped, I'm like, okay, well maybe he's not the third guy because you're fighting, you know. So I'm like, oh, okay, maybe not. I was back and forth in my head about it. I just know at that moment they all work together as a team, and I was just like holding hope that yeah, this is what needs to happen. Um, and then we got dropped with a nice little bomb over the weekend, didn't we?
We did. So
Yeah,
let's get to SmackDown. Okay,
yeah.
so SmackDown started off Tiffany
Did we
Stratton.
cover everything on Raw?
We did. That was
Did
everything.
we?
That was everything.
I'm trying to think.
I mean, the only match we didn't talk about was Sheamus and Grayson Waller, but I don't think we need to.
Not too much, but let's go ahead and talk about how over Austin Theory is real quick. Because during that match, the fans were chanting very loudly for him. And at
I
this
mean,
point, it's kind of like I'm going to need them to pay attention in the back because the fans, we tell them what we want. And clearly, this Austin Theory, Grayson Wilder thing, break it
this
up
should have been
because
over.
we're
This should have been over
telling.
for months. This should
They
have been
definitely
over
should have
for
been over for months.
months.
Definitely should have been because, and I'm going to be the first one to say, I have loved you guys from the very beginning. I've been saying this. I've been saying this. I have been saying this. I love them together. I love them separately. I love them together. Like, put them in the run. Stop playing with them or whatnot because they have so much potential. Like, Vince may have been a lot of things, but he saw something special in Austin Theory as well as John Cena. So it's like, how much more does this man have to prove? Like, Austin was on his way up. I'm not going to say Grayson isn't good. He is. But Grayson was more mid card. But you saw so much potential in Austin to be, and they marketed him as being one of the best. So it's like, so what is going on? What is going on now? Like now, we don't even see him wrestle anymore. He just stand on the sidelines. I'm glad that he's coming into his Dom era, whereas he hasn't changed. He's still been the same, but the fans are now getting on board where you recognize talent and you recognize the fact that, hey man, give him his shine. Like, we know that he can fight. We know he's good on the mic. We've seen it happen. Yes, he was annoying, but that was his character. Yes, he was arrogant, but that was his character. Put him in a match or something. So, yeah. I love the fact that he was getting that love because you can see on his face that he's just like, me? Like, okay. And he's just laughing as Grayson is just getting beat up. And
As he should.
it was it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Did my mommy have a match? Was no.
Yeah. She fought Kyrie, and that's how she got into the Money in the Bank.
Okay, that's what I was trying to think. Was her qualifying match this past Monday? Or I thought
Yeah,
it was
they had
Monday
both of
before.
them. They had both of them. They had Roxanne's and hers.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. So yeah, she had definitely riptide old Kyrie. We got to see Kyrie come back into action, so now she's back. Oscar, you got your buddy back. But I don't know what they're going to do with her because what I did, Pete, was that when Kyrie left, she was a part of Damage Control, and I remember when she came into the fold with was it with Oscar
Yes.
or was it yes?
Yeah. No, it was
And
with.
she was doing the it was
Yeah.
with EO,
It was Oscar. Yeah, it was with Oscar.
the whole pirate thing. But now it's like, but then she wasn't doing that for a minute. But then now she's back. Is she in that gimmick again? Like, what is it? Yeah. So it's I don't know. Like, she's back, but to be completely honest, it's like, who asked for her? Who asked for her to be back? I know I
They
didn't. I'm
need.
not even gonna
They
lie to you.
need. They
I
need
started
people.
to like Dakota.
They
I don't
need people.
understand how Dakota got released,
You're not wrong.
but because Dakota started to build, it was to the point where
When they
I
put her
would
in the
see
tournament,
Dakota signs in the crowd. When I see a sign in the crowd, that means this person is actually a fan of yours, and this person is actually coming to see you. And when I would see those signs for Dakota, I don't see nothing for Kyrie. I didn't see nothing for Shayna Baszler. I didn't see anything for Sonya Deville. But I saw that for her, that people, even when she was injured, people were like, when is she gonna be, back in the ring again?
me
So
specifically.
yeah, I know. You were the one that was talking to Dakota up to me because I didn't really know much about her. I remember when she became a part of the original Damage Control with Bailey and EO, and then when they tried to, when they started expanding the group, but she got injured and I didn't see her wrestle for a while. But then when she got back in the fold, I'm like, okay, like all right, I'm messing with Dakota. Um, but yeah, I'm really shocked that she was one of the people to get released. That's real messed up. And at this point, where's Oscar?
She's on her way back. I'm not sure when specifically, but she's on her way back because I think she's been out for a year with her. I want to say it was her meniscus or her ACL, not ACL, ACL. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it's healed, so she's on her way back.
Okay.
So yeah, dropping Dakota, mind boggling considering you had her as part of the people that were in the tournament for the Intercontinental Championship. Like, of all the people that you let go, you let her go. But okay, it is
Thank
what it
you.
is.
Makes not a lick of sense at all. None whatsoever.
So
Don't get it.
moving on to SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
It started off with uh Tiffany Stratton and Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair having a conversation.
Hmm.
And
First of
Tiffany,
all, the queen has returned. And if you peeped, what I love about Charlotte is Charlotte's not afraid to be human. She's not afraid to open up as far as being emotional. I can respect any superstar that any of them that can get out of their character and try to have a real moment and show real emotions to be able to connect with the fans because they know that this is different. This isn't like any sport. You don't see it in basketball and football. They actually go out and sign and talk to the fans afterwards and all of those type of things. So when they come to the point where they're sharing their personal lives with us, I don't take heed to it. I respect it because it takes a lot of courage to be able to do that. And when Charlotte did that, as far as her injury goes and her divorce and everything like that, to just get a kind of a glimpse into her real life, that meant a lot. So, but when the fans were still, it kills me when they can be such a-holes to the point where they're like still booing or whatever the case. It's like, no, this is real. Like, shut up. Because if the shoes on the other foot, you wouldn't be able to even handle this. Like when John had to leave the company once because of his injury, and he was like, he had to leave, and people were cheering. I'm pretty sure and he smiled about it in a way that does kind of hurt, especially when like I'm putting my body on the line for you all. So to see her come back but then embrace the hate, as Kane used to say, they want to embrace the hate, because I look at her role that she had on Friday when she returned. It wasn't her regular fur, around the sleeves like her dad, that type of robe. The robe that she had was the evil witch, the evil queen from I believe it was Snow White. She had on that type of that black with the collar all the way up, that type of robe. And in a way, it was her kind of telling you that I don't give a damn anymore. You guys think that I jumped the line. You think that I'm pretty much a ball hog. You think that I'm arrogant. I'm all these things. I'm going to lean into that. I'm going to embrace that. I don't care anymore. And I love that. And I think that a lot of those superstars are getting tired. Charlotte, Becky, John, screw the fans. That's their attitude now. Like everything that I've done for you guys and you guys will sit there and boo me. That's the type of time that Becky Lynch is on as well. Like, you know what? I'm doing this for me now. I don't care. You can boo. I'll boo you back. I don't care about none of that. And Charlotte was even proving that in her match on Friday. She didn't care. And that's the type of attitude that I like. I think that this definitely, and I'll say Roman is the one that kind of kicked it all off. Roman is the one that kicked it off when he returned, to the point when it's like everything that I did, my health on the line and all of that, and y'all still want to boo? Forget y'all. I don't care anymore. Now I'm be selfish. Now I'm gonna do it for me. Like, and that's what's happening. It's like a domino. It's like a domino effect. John Cena turned heel. Becky don't care about the people. Charlotte don't care if you boo or cheer her. They don't care because they know they're great. But yeah, nice little segment that they had in the ring with each
Tiffany
other. It
calling
definitely gave
Tiffany calling for the
nostalgia
vote
vibes.
vintage.
Tiffany needs to sit her entitled plastic Barbie doll slash Bratz doll behind down somewhere. You are lucky to even be standing in the ring. It kills me when the rookies get their first taste of gold and then they want to come for the vets. Like, this is your first rodeo. You should be taking notes. You should be so humble right now because it can all be gone in a blink of an eye. So I'm going to need Tiffany to take several seats. Um, but it was really good to see Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair in the ring again. It just gave flashback, and it's like, man, I'm not going to lie, they could be a force. What Alexa is doing now with Charlotte is what she was trying to get through Charlotte back then as well. You need a friend. Ever since Charlotte was kind of out of the whole four horsewomen thing, she's just been on her own. She ain't cared about it. Like, it's just me. I kicked my own. She kicked her own dad to the curb. That's what kills me when people say she got what she got because of her father. She kicked her father to the curb because Rick still wanted the spotlight. She said, "This is my time. You got to bounce." So Alexa channeling that whole things would be a lot easier if you were a little nicer. Stop being such a narcissist. Stop being such this. I'm the queen and I'm this. So it's just good to kind of, see them all relive that entitled thing. Um, but yeah, I'm not even as crazy that even though Tiffy is the champ, my focus isn't even on her for real. It's kind of everyone else around her because I'm still in my feelings of the fact that Nia Jax did not get her title back. Like,
Yeah.
and she better have a qualifying match because I want to see, how amazing it'll be if Nia could be in the Money in the Bank. Man, for one,
Yeah,
they
I
got
kind of
some
need
work
that.
cut out for them.
Yeah, I kind of need
Some
that.
work, huh?
I need that to happen.
Yeah, because it'll be her first one too, I believe. It'll be her first one too. I don't think that she
Yeah.
was ever in the Money in the Bank match. Same for Charlotte. She was never in one as well. But
And
yeah,
and speaking of that, Charlotte's still not going to be in it because Julia beat her and Zelina Vega.
that just made no sense to me. And this is why I was thinking about what you said, as far as there not being enough female superstars. Why in the world is Zelina Vega in this match? She's the United States champion. You have a belt.
Because
No,
hey, hold on,
no,
because she can go
no,
and get the world
no,
title and have the United States
no,
championship if she wanted it.
no,
So
no. No,
so that's
I
why
don't
she was
like
in the
when
match.
I don't like when they do that. I don't like when they stop all this. Ever since Roman became a double champion, everybody want to be a double champion. Ever since Becky Lynch made history at WrestleMania that year and became a double champion, all the women wants to be a double champion. Stop it. Stop. Stay in your lane. You are the United States champion. If you would solely put your focus onto that, you will become one of the and could be one of the greatest United States champions that there is because you're just focused on defending this. This is my division. This United States, if you coming forward, this is my division. Stay there. Like if you are the women's intercontinental champion, stay in that lane. You're the WWE champion, stay in that lane. You're the world heavyweight, the world champion, stay in that lane. Like, stop trying to cross over. Give everybody equal opportunities to somebody hold something different. I don't want to see another double champion. I don't want to see another double champion even in the men's division because it's not going to look right. Roman made it monumental. He made it just legendary to the point where there should not be another double champion. I'm just going to be honest because there are going to be so many comparisons to him. So it's like stop even doing that. Like even when they did it when Lyra is going for the tag titles, but you're an intercontinental champion and took it from Liv and Raquel. That's why I'm glad Liv and Raquel got it back the very next night because it made no sense. Like she don't need it. You're the inaugural intercontinental champion. How about you just focus on that and defending that because that's the next step up to get to the women's world title. But no, you want to step your toes into the tag teams pond. Get on somewhere. That is not your division because right now, Liv Morgan and Raquel are the tag team champions. You don't see Liv still trying to go for another championship. I'm in the tag lane. Stay in that lane. Like I really don't understand it. So that this didn't make sense to me. It kind of pissed me off. But I thought about what you said as far as them not being enough women on the roster to compete. But I'm glad Zelina did not win. But I did want Charlotte to win because it would have been her first, and I know that Charlotte would have brought in that different moveset, that vet moveset, those high flies, all, and it would have been moments. The women always coming with those OMG this is awesome moments, especially in big time matches like Money in the Bank. So I was looking forward to seeing her in that. Julia, she cool. But again, like I said, year of Roxanne. I don't want to see Julia in the Money in the Bank. I could really give a damn. I can care less. I would have rather seen controversial Charlotte in the match. Charlotte didn't have to win, but this would have been such a big, probably one of the biggest Money in the Bank matches you guys. If you had Charlotte, Rhea, Roxanne, like what? You got all these heavy hitters in this match. I don't know who gonna win, even though I want Roxanne to win. But it's just so huge that you know a show was about to be put on because there's so many rivalries in that one match. Like Charlotte and Rhea haven't seen each other or had head to head ever since WrestleMania back in 2023. So it would have been good to see them at the top of the ladder slugging it out for real. Roxanne come out of nowhere, push them both off, that whole thing. But okay, Julia got it. Whatever. Really don't care.
Yeah, I didn't care one way or the other about who won this match. I honestly thought Charlotte was gonna take it because it's
Yeah,
Charlotte.
we both did.
Um, but Julia taking it, I'm not mad at it, and I definitely didn't want Zelina to take it because you got to deal. Yeah, like you said, focus on the storyline that you in right now with Chelsea and
Thank
them,
you.
so that
Because
Chelsea
my
can go
thing
ahead and
is,
get that title back.
you know that you could deny certain stuff. And I knew that because even Edge has done that, like certain matches. You being United States champion, I'll be like, you know what? Let's give someone else. I'd rather just focus on this. I have this. This is my first. That's the thing. This is Alina's first title. You've been in the company for a while. This is your first singles title. I'm gonna focus on this and defending this before I'm trying to go for something else. I'm not trying to jump the gun. I got some years, so I'm gonna focus on defending this and becoming the very best at it. If not, then y'all should have kept it on Chelsea. Because why give it to Zelina if Zelina not gonna defend it for real? Like, I don't even take her seriously. Like,
Well, you also
I
don't like
don't.
her, so there's that.
Huh?
I said you also don't like her, so there's that.
But the thing is this, I cannot like somebody, but I can respect what you do in the ring. I can when she hits that cold red, top tier, perfect. I cannot like you, but respect what you do in the ring because the match that she gave on Saturday Night Main Event, I give it to her. She did amazing, but it was she needs to pick up the pace in some areas. But I can give credit when it's due. Now Chelsea's good in the ring. I've seen her indie scene matches. Chelsea can get hardcore. Stop playing with her and just put a rocket on her. Chelsea's already over with the crowd by simply being herself. She did not have to change. So with Zelina, it's the whole how many times your theme song gonna change? How many times you got to keep changing because you're trying to adapt and appear to the crowd? You get no every time you come out. There's no pop. There's no sign for you. I don't see any merch for you.
Who?
I don't see anybody chanting Zelina, Zelina. Ain't nobody ever gonna do it. They chant Chelsea. Okay, they rock it with her. So I know they're trying to give everybody their shine. I respect that, especially because Zelina, uh, I believe she was the first. What I believe she when she became the queen of the ring and everything. I remember that
Yeah.
whole reign when she did that, and her hair was like red and black or whatever, and she had her issues and her feud with uh Carmella at the time when she was in the company. But Zelina isn't somebody that I'm just like, oh my God, I want to run up and get an autograph. They literally showed a video of her arriving to the building on Saturday, and fans were around, but she just walked up and started like signing autographs. Do you think that they're like, Zelina, Zelina? It was just, she so happened to show up. They were like, oh, hey, and they, yeah, well, all right, I guess I get an autograph from her too. Because she is a superstar, she is the champ. But I guarantee if it was Chelsea, you couldn't sit there. Oh my God, can I get a? And she ain't even a champ, and she's still getting that type of praise. Give the belt
I can't
back
lie.
to Chelsea.
I can't lie to you. And I just said that. I said give Chelsea the title back because
Yes, for sure.
It's something about Chelsea. Chelsea just got it. I don't know what to necessarily call it, but she has it. She has it, and Zelina
Oh my
don't
God.
got it.
What Roman Reigns say that Dusty Rose should tell him, you got it, baby. She has it. You couldn't sell it, you couldn't bottle it, even if you tried.
You know,
Yes, if she does have it, I'll give her that.
you know who else I personally think got it?
Hmm.
Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh
And
yeah, oh yeah. You put me on to him. I pay very very close attention. Like ever since when DIY first got the titles, back. This is before Gargano's turn on, Motor City Machine Guns. I was paying attention to them, but when he turned on them, I'm like, okay, I love me a good heel. And I've just been paying attention to Tommaso, and for one, he's always going to be great in the ring. That man is amazing. He's amazing on the mic, but the promo that he cut on Friday, I was like, both of them, but Tommaso did most of the talking because of his match.
because Tommaso got it.
Man, I'm like, I love him. I love him. He definitely gives old school Triple H intensity and just his passion for it. You could tell like he loves this business and he proves it in that ring. He stays in his character and I love that. I love that. If I ever meet him, I'm gonna need him to stay in. I need him to stay in his character. Please don't be nice to me. Please stay in your character because it's like you're so damn good at it. Like he a mug. He a mug. He's when he has his little rants, he goes off. That's what they were trying to get Kevin Owens to do. And I don't like it because it just didn't seem Kevin could be a heel, but I like the heel that Kevin is
When he was with
now
Cody.
before he went on injury. That heel. Like, I'm gonna do the interviews in my car. Yeah, I know that I hurt you or whatnot, but I didn't mean to.
That's who
You
he is.
caused
Because
me.
that's who he is.
Yes, the whole we're gonna have him just be having these talking real fast on the mic. He's stumbling over his words. Stop. It was weird. I don't like it. It was forced. And it's like, no, with Tommaso, that's natural. It's so natural. Johnny is usually the one to kind of calm him down a little bit, but Tommaso be off the hinges. Let him loose. I love it.
And they had him and Chris Sabin had a match. Tommaso
Mm-hmm.
won in glorious fashion. And we got
Yes.
basically, I want to say, a reinvigoration of what was called the Way. As far as I know, that was the tag team that they had when it was Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. And that was,
Oh, yeah,
what's it
yeah,
called?
yeah, yeah. Because during the match, it was crazy. I didn't even know who that was. I just saw the hair. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I'm like, did a fan just jump the barricade? But then I saw the purple hair, and I said, oh, there goes the poison pixie. Um, but
You, you ain't have to say it like that.
because the name is cute. The name is cute. The hair, she does look like, oh God, she was a fairy. But that's how she looks. She always reminded me of like a little Tinkerbell, like a little fairy. Um, but I totally forgot that she was married to Johnny. I totally forgot that because it just didn't make sense when I see her come out. I'm like, why is she helping Tommaso? She's married to Johnny. Okay. Because after Nia returned, you didn't see her with her anymore. I'm like, okay, I didn't see a
And
release
good.
date. Where's
And
Candice
good.
LeRae?
Because that didn't need to be a
What?
thing at all.
I liked it. I liked it when it first kicked off and it was Candice being manipulative and trying to find her way. And it's like, well, Tiffany was slacking. Tiffany was, kind of making Nia upset in some senses. And Candice came in like, oh, I can do that. I took care of it. And it's like, oh, her attention started to change. It was like, well, mommy isn't paying attention to you right now. She has a new daughter. So I like that whole jealousy thing that was going on between the three of them. That was cute. But whatever this is, because I don't recall um Candice and Johnny and Tommaso being in any type of group or whatever. I know everyone you were talking about, but I don't remember that happening. I believe that happened in NXT, I want to say, because you
Possibly.
mentioned Indy Hartwell.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm
possibly.
assuming. Yeah. So yeah, but I can't wait to see what's gonna come of it. Like I didn't know who she was with. So yeah, I think this is gonna be kind of cool. I love to see a good men and women's faction. Like I love that. The only one they have right now because they've disbanded the other ones, like with Santos and my girl
Puerto Rican Jenny.
Electra, huh?
I call her Puerto Rican Jenny because that's what she looked like.
Yeah, they took her away with her beautiful, gorgeous self. And that just broke my heart in two pieces because I didn't care what she was doing. I just want to see her fine ass on my screen. Like she was gorgeous. So it was like, oh yeah, there she go looking cute. They could have did something with her. But yeah, the next, only group they had left was like the Judgment Day and they got Liv, in that. So yeah, I'm gonna like to see. And then they had BFAB with
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 the
the
Street
Street Profits,
Profits.
but it took her away. So
And
it's like, come on, man, stop doing that. Like I
but
love to see a woman
I could see
in a
her
group
going.
with all men.
I could see her going back. She just with Meechin trying to, uh, hone her skills a little bit. And speaking of which, that was the next match after because in between that it was Drew McIntyre and Drew McIntyre and Damian fighting, but
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't really nothing other than them fighting. But it was
Exactly.
Meechin and B-Fab versus Piper Niven and Alba Fire, and finally Meechin and B-Fab won. Um,
It took 1,000 years.
yeah, and this beef is probably gonna last until either Money in the Bank or whatever, probably Crown Jewel, or if not Crown Jewel, then SummerSlam because it's going to probably culminate in Chelsea getting her title back. But uh, the secret, yeah, I don't know, but it's this beef is gonna be long with Zelina, Michin, uh, B-Fab, and the Secret Harvest and Chelsea. This is gonna be the beef for the summer, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh, and hopefully this like further develops B-Fab and she can kind of go back to being with the Street Profits because that's where I liked her.
hmm I did like her with them too. I felt like after Bobby Lash's departure, that BFAB was just going to be like their manager, and I was totally fine with that. All black group. BFAB is pretty. She's spicy. We know that she can talk on the microphone. That's no problem. And she could be their mouthpiece. Like I said, and if she needs to, because she got them long legs and them long hands, and she's kind of strong. If she needs to put hands on somebody, then she could do that.
And
But
with the current landscape of the tag team division, which I want to skip to, but we can't yet. But there are going to with Johnny and Candice and Tommaso being a thing, another group having a female in it that is a thing. Uh, the Street Profits need their girl back, and I think that's where she needs to go.
I honestly believe that to us, like for real. Now that you just mentioned that, and I thought about how the Street Profits came into the fold when Bianca was with them. I think that would be amazing. I know, of course, we want to see her back in the title hunt, but she's so damn good that she can afford to wait. She ain't going nowhere. We already know that. She ain't going nowhere. She can afford to wait and take that time off. I know she did it already. When after when she had the tag titles and then she lost those and then started going for the big gold. Um, and then she had her first loss at WrestleMania. The promo that they put out for that she did that for Bianca was amazing.
She and let me just say this, with all due respect, that girl is gorgeous.
Oh
Good
man,
God.
man, man, so gorgeous. Like it's something, and people can feel how they want to feel about it. But I'm gonna talk about my people. Black women are just top tier. And we don't even have to have all the makeup. Sometimes it has something even to do with your spirit and your who you are as a person that makes you even more beautiful. And because Bianca is such a good person, because she's such a kind-hearted and sweet person, it makes her even more beautiful because we've seen her without makeup, without anything. And she's gorgeous. The same with Jade. Like they're so beautiful, but they know they're beautiful, but in the most humble way. It's like they're not overly cocky, like I'm just the best thing in what. No.
And then
And
Naomi
I think
too,
that's why
even though I
Montez.
don't necessarily like the whole neon stuff that she do, but when she don't have the neon stuff, she is gorgeous to me. Naomi.
Oh yeah, Naomi is beautiful. Naomi's beautiful. I believe, like you said, Naomi loves colors, and during the time that she did that, it was a whole rebranding, and it worked. Especially
It did, but
Naomi was
I
smart.
personally hate it.
Oh no, trust me, I wasn't a huge fan, but she was smart. They Naomi did that coming into the PG era. That whole PG era, I gotta relate to kids. Kids like stuff that lights up and it's glowy. So now I got t-shirts and merch, and they get to woo pump your fist and do all of this. Oh yeah, that was perfect marketing. Perfect marketing. Same with John Cena. Kids like colors. So it's like I'm gonna come out in a different t-shirt every week. They were perfect with the whole marketing with that because it just made sense coming into that era, which is why it lasted so long because now you got more kids coming into the fold when it dressed like them. Say with Bianca and the hats and the long ponytails and the lips and the all of that. Like it's very, very good marketing, especially when dealing with kids. But now that they're coming into this new era, the Paul Levesque era, now they're on Netflix, and now things are getting a little more extreme, coming into X-rated. It's not X-rated, but it's getting to that. It's getting more explicit. So now that she has this huge change and she's just proceed with caution, and she ain't got no problem calling you a bitch if she needs to. So I like that they're when you know how to change and you know how to adapt with change and with the times and stuff. That's what makes you an incredible superstar because I didn't see where they were going to take Bianca after the whole glow thing. I was like, man, what they going to do? She can't be glow forever. Like, how are they going to market her? And this was perfect. Like, her promos, her dressing, her music. Like, she even got the pump up light up music. She coming out there hardcore. Like, I ain't playing with y'all. Like, yes. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I'm gonna need me a nice proceed with caution t-shirt for sure. But yeah, Bianca definitely needs to hook back up with them, and I think that would be an amazing move, and both personally as well because now Montez is in the spotlight, and after watching, I don't know if you ever caught their show, um, yeah, it's on Hulu. Really, really good. I cannot wait for the next season because it shows stuff that we already knew, but it shows us a glimpse of just them as a couple, and they're perfect. They are the perfect couple for. They're perfect for each other. They just work. But we know how amazing Bianca is, the accolades she's had, everything, the history that she's made. Montez is such a strong and supportive man, and I'm not going to say the strongest supportive husband, a stronger supportive man because men, you guys have egos, and for him to be able to check his ego at the door and allow his wife to shine, he knows that she's great. She's the EST. He knows that he's great, but he never gets jealous of what she's doing, the things that's being, brought to her and the moves that she's making. Um, he took it as, you know what? In this meantime, I'm going to go prove myself. I know my wife is great and I'm going to be her cheerleader. But now, what can I do? Should I just sit and sulk? Oh man, why not me? Like I'm just as good. Should I sit and complain? That man was like, you know what? I'm finna hit the gym. I'm finna hit this promo. I need to look the part. And he was also telling Dawkins like, in order for us to get to this level, we have to look like champions. He said at all times of the day, not just when the camera's on. He said, but outside the ring as well. It matters how you dress going into stores. It matters, your interview, all of that. So he was really trying to get him out of being comfortable because Montez knows where he wants his career to go. He look at Bianca, excuse me, always striving. And I think that motivated him in a way to say, you know what? I'm going to get out here and do that too. I want my body to look better. He started doing the bodybuilding part time, and then became a better athlete in his craft in WWE. So I just respect him so much, and they would just be perfect. And I really believe that right now it's Montez's turn to shine, and it's Bianca's turn to be. Not saying that she isn't, because I totally believe and I know that she is, but as far as the public can see, it's Bianca's turn to be the cheerleader. It's Bianca's turn to be like, you know what, my man is in the spotlight now. So I'm gonna be, do my best to just continue just to push him, be there for him. But I'm gonna take a little step back because it's his turn because he's done that. She's had matches at WrestleMania and he hasn't. But he's behind the curtain and he's cheering for her. She's had multiple title runs and he hasn't. So now that he's on his run, yeah, it's kind of like I want her a part of it, but helping him, helping him just build himself up even more to that next level because she's already there. She's already established. That's why I said she could take the time off. But yeah, let's go ahead and boost him up because it's long overdue. It is long overdue for him.
Don't want to touch on stuff too quick because we still got more stuff to go through. But you're right, and we gonna loop back around to Montez. So Jacob Fatu and I hate this man's name, bro.
JC
I
Mateo.
hate his name so much. Just call him
I
Jeff
do.
Cobb. That's his name. Let him have his name.
What is the Mateo? Who is this guy?
I'm
Where did we
saying.
get this from?
And
It just makes no sense.
they fought Jimmy Uso and Ray Phoenix, and obviously
Yeah.
they won.
I'm sorry. Now I'm getting pissed off. Because I just thought about it when he appeared. I know he was. Michael Cole said it. You know what it is? That's Jeff Cobb. So why is he
Thank
something
you.
else?
Thank you, Michael Cole. That's all his name should have been. Who the hell is Mateo?
Why is he something else now? I don't even know who that is.
He's JC Mateo. No, that man's name is Jeff Cobb.
I don't know who said this, who co-signed this, who said, hey, that's the name that we're going to go with.
Look, that's the question for when they come up with names and stuff. Because I researched that, or I at least heard it in interviews where they're like, here's a list of names, put a last name and a first name together, and that'll be your name. We'll okay it. He had to okay this, so you just went with JC Mateo instead of just using your name. But then again, there might be trademark issues with him having his name. So like but that's weird. Like that's my name. That's my birth name. You can't just own my name.
That part.
Because think about Jeff Hardy. Like Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy. That's literally their name. So they can just use their name. Cody Rhodes is different because Rhodes is not their last name for real. So when he wanted to be Cody Rhodes on the indies thing, he couldn't.
How? He was Cody Rhodes in AEW.
No, he wasn't.
He was.
No, he was Cody with Brandy Rhodes. That's what his name was. His name was just Cody. He was not Cody Rhodes. Or he was Cody Rhodes at a certain point because he finally got the rights back. Because I think you might be right.
The same with Goldust. Like he was Dustin Rhodes.
His name is Dustin
Rhodes. It is. I think they already been. I think Cody. So here's that name was already with them. They already they couldn't take that further, which is why Dusty was still able to use his name even when he left the company, when he was with WCW, all of that because they got that name. But Cody wanted to branch off and separate from his dad. That wasn't with the whole marketing thing. He just wanted to try to make a name for himself outside of the roles being compared to his dad. But it's always. Yeah, he always had.
I know for a minute he didn't use Cody. I mean, he didn't use Cody Rhodes until at a certain point in AEW. So I was thinking that he might have gotten the rights to use it. No, because I think I literally remember him having the lawsuit thing to where he got to use it again.
That's weird. How you gonna try to do that? That's my name.
Because it's because Rhodes is not their last name. So it's
I know it's not their real last name.
Edge could have almost had Edge in AEW had he got the copyrights or the trademark to it, but he didn't, and they re-upped it. So
But no, I get that. But my thing is kind of like if I didn't help and I came up with the name, I ain't finna do that the same way with Stone Cold Steve Austin. WWE didn't come up with that. He did. Matter of fact, his ex-wife gave him that name, and he brought it because the names that they gave Austin said, I don't want them names. They were terrible. So he came to Vince and pitched Stone Cold Steve Austin. So if I give you a name, that's like if I become a wrestler and I say, you know what, my name Lola Love. And you think that if I was to ever leave the company, which I would never do, I was ever leave the company, that I can't take my name with me. Y'all gonna try to say I can't use it?
They always do
It's
that.
my name.
They always do that.
No,
They
I need
consistently
that
do.
in the contract. My name, just like Tina Turner told them at court. He get all the other stuff. Just if I can keep my name, I'm gonna keep my name because my name is the money. My name is the money. They did it with
And that's
China.
and
They
that
did it with Sasha Banks.
and the
Like, we
way
ain't doing that.
and the way that you, yeah, like you're like, that's the thing. That's the money. That's what's going to draw people. Like, oh, you're over here now. We're gonna go watch that. That's why they want to keep the name the way they do. So it
We
makes
ain't keeping my
sense.
name. That's like they tell you, we go over there, they say, yeah, Oz the Alchemist, yeah, we need to buy that name. You ain't buying it for me? No.
And see, that's why I
Going
got
for something
multiple.
else.
That's why I got multiple names.
Yeah,
I
but
got at least two.
that name is the one that kind of that you've been that's the name that your fans know you as, and that's the name that got you there. That's what they know you as. Because again, Sasha Banks is not Mercedes Moné, but Sasha Banks is what people knew her as. Regardless of that she's Mercedes, I'm gonna always call her Sasha Banks.
And see, I could see the reason for why you want the name, because that's the money, right? But I would say if you're going from WWE and you're going to the Indies to rebrand yourself, to rebuild yourself, or whatever reason, then I would pick a new name just for that fact, because I'm not the person that I was there. Because a lot of the time when they get that situation and they go off from WWE, they left on somewhat bad terms, so they need to rebrand themselves, remarket themselves, rebuild themselves, and it's worked, because I personally, I know she's Sasha Banks, and you've seen her as Sasha Banks for the majority of her career. I know her better as Mercedes.
That's like CM Punk saying he can have his
And
name.
then Matt Cardona. Well, CM Punk is a special case too. Um, but Matt Cardona, aka uh Zack Ryder,
Man,
he's
that is
bigger
Zack
as Matt Cardona.
Ryder.
He is
That's Zack
bigger as
Ryder.
Matt Cardona.
That's woo woo woo.
If he comes back to WWE, he cannot be Zack Ryder. That has to be Matt Cardona.
Yeah, you're right though. He can't be Zack Ryder. He got to be Matt. Isn't he like the biggest indie star ever? And he
Yeah,
said that he was just saying how this is so much better for him because he's definitely gotten over. He got a whole new look and everything.
yeah,
But you know what? And I love people that can be. He likes it, but I remember him saying that he likes it better this way. It's more in his control. It's kind of, and it is. It's like he gets to pick and choose what he wants to do with his career. So yeah, he is one of the biggest, and I love that even though he's no longer in WWE, he still accompanies Chelsea to like the events. He was there at the Hall of Fame and stuff like that. He still has his friends and everything that are there, and I like that it's still that respect thing. But that's what I like about Triple H. That if Vince was there, that I don't believe would have been possible. Vince is so big on loyalty, or what he perceives as loyalty. Triple H is a realist to the point where it's like, if it didn't work out here, but it worked out somewhere else, cool. That shouldn't change the dynamic of our personal relationship. If we built a relationship or anything, like, yeah, if I say, hey, man, let me know if you need anything, then I legit mean that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to kick you out just because your wife is here, or punish your wife for something that because we didn't work. Like, nah, man, that's not how you do business. And I think that Triple H is thinking longevity, long term. That's why they partner with TNA and AAA and all of those things, because it's enough room out here for all of us to. Did I say it wrong?
no, you said, like, it is Triple A. You just said AAA. Like, that's just funny to me. You just said
Yeah,
AAA
I
instead of
guess you got to
Triple A.
call it AAA. Because I don't like the fact that I feel like now that we're getting out of this PG era and now we're in this Paul Levesque era, whichever era this is. I just call it the Paul Levesque era. That John Cena's move said should we go back to what it originally was called, which is the FU. I do not want to hear Michael Cole say over the announce table again, the AA. What is that? What is that attitude adjustment? What is that? No, it was the FU because he meant it when he said FU. So put it back.
Okay.
If we can sit there and they can cuss and the crowd can chant, obscene at the superstars, and some of the superstars, The Rock, who definitely has a foul mouth, and I love it, can say what they want to say on the microphone, and Cody can say, go F you yourself, then we should be able to still say the F you. Because this is crazy.
Okay. Well, we gotta carry on.
Yeah,
Um.
yeah, yeah.
So Solo.
Sorry,
So
second.
Jacob and
Wi-Fi.
JC Mateo beat Jimmy
Yes,
Uso and Ray Phoenix.
yes.
And then after the fact, Solo continues to be the funniest man in the WWE. Jacob tells him, "I love you, Solo," and then he ain't said that in 6 months.
Yeah. That part was like one of my favorite segments.
Jacob, I
Um,
mean, Solo is the
because at
funniest.
first I'm like, did he mean it? And I think he did. I
He
do.
meant it this time.
I believe he meant it this time because Solo has been being, even though we see some of the love, yeah, but Solo has been being supportive
Yeah,
with Jacob and the things that he's doing. I mean, if not, he would have never brought out JC to help Jacob retain his title. Coming out there interfering, trying to cause distractions from the referee to help Jacob retain his title. So it's like he still has that respect and that love for Jacob. I just think that he's just been so used to Jacob not saying anything that Jacob is now he's gotten over with the people. He's getting a little spotlight, and Solo's like, okay, all right, but he still loves him. So I think Solo's just trying to find his place because some people can't deal with change, and I think that this is a big change for Solo with Jacob speaking up for himself now. He hasn't had this side because you've been used to me being I was the tribal chief and you just did whatever I told you to do as being my enforcer. But now you got a belt. And Nick Aldis is so messy because why would you do that? Jacob is the champ. You could have put JC in the match or whatnot to qualify. Why would you put he know what he doing? He know what he doing because low key, I don't think that Nick Aldis likes Solo anyway. But I digress. But why even put him in the match? And Jacob was so happy, he's just smiling. And Solo like, okay, cool. Like you in it, so yeah, guarantee we both in it. We gonna win it or whatever. Hey, I love you, Solo. It was not only the he ain't said this in about 6 months. It was the I love you too. It was like he was choked up. Like, yeah. The whole
Unnecessarily
segment was
funny.
hilarious.
Unnecessarily funny.
I love him.
And
Oh
then
man.
after that, we got. I think R-Truth said his last words before the match. So the interview might have been the week before. I might have been wrong.
Thank you. I know
But
I ain't
then,
tweaking.
but then
I know I ain't tweaking.
R-Truth had some words before the match.
Yeah.
I don't personally remember what was said. So
Um.
I
Well,
know
pretty
I
much.
know I said that like he needs to go ahead and get the title or something along the lines because he was impassioned.
Yeah. Pretty much. Our truth just pretty much just letting John Cena know that this person that you are, I know that it's not really you. He said that he misses his hero. He misses his hero, and if he has to beat the hustle, loyalty, and respect into him to
There
get
we
him
go.
back, that's
There we
exactly
go.
what he's going to do. Um, I was cool with the whole thing because I get it, and it was entertaining, just because I just picture and being myself. So it's kind of like I can kind of relate to our truth of what he's saying. I mean, even though he's older, I started watching John when I was 9 years old, and over 25 years later, like I'm still, a huge fan of his. And, I'm a rock with him either side. But of course, you miss your hero and who they used to be. And you just want them to it's like I see our truth as being a giant kid in the ring. I just want him to go back to how he used to be. But even though I'm a huge fan, like a big kid, I can still, whoop your ass like a grown up. So it's that like I'm gonna beat you and to get you back or whatever. And I messed with it. I messed with it. It was cute. It was funny, and I anticipated on the match. Really did.
Okay. After that, we had LA Knight. Aleister Black and Shinsuke Nakamura. I don't understand why Shinsuke Nakamura was even a person in the match, considering we ain't seen him in forever. Um,
I mean, I'm not mad at that. I wasn't at first. I said the same thing when I first seen it, until Shinsuke came out, and I said, Shinsuke, Aleister Black. I ain't mad at it
I
because
ain't
I thought
mad at it.
about.
I ain't mad at it, but it's also like I have never really cared for Shinsuke, so I was like, okay, he cool, he here, and they fight.
Mhm.
He's good. Um, and I'm pissed personally how it ended because I can't say that. LA Knight, screw you for screwing us out of Aleister Black being in the Money in the Bank match.
I love LA Knight. Always will. I loved him ever since he came into the company. Um, but yeah, it is definitely a. Because I'm trying to remember, was LA Knight ever a part of the Money in the Bank match? Was he a part of it in the past? I
Was
feel
he in
like he
it
was.
last year? Was he in it last year?
I feel like he was, but I can't really remember too much. However, I'm not mad at it because I know LA Knight is going to put on a hell of a show. He's a wonderful athlete. I love it when he comes out. And again, I will never forget what he said to me about my hair. So love him. However, I definitely want to see Aleister back in that match. I don't think we need to wait any longer for him to prove himself or to see. He's done that. We already know what he can bring to the table. Y'all know what he can bring to the table. That's why y'all brought it back in the first place. Stop playing with him. He should have been in that match. That would have made it 10 times better because it's like, oh man, he already cold. Now we got ladders involved. Let's see what he finna do with this. So I would have loved to have seen that, but I know they're trying to do a whole build up. Like, all right, this he had a qualifying match, get his feet wet, whatever. But yeah, he should have won that because that kick, Shinsuke was out. He was out. And then here come LA Knights to capitalize. And I ain't mad at him for capitalizing because I would have did the same thing. You did the
Yeah,
work, get you up out of here, and I'll take the pin. So I wasn't mad at it. I was a little shocked, but then I wasn't at it just because I know LA Knight and I was like, he wants to win like that. But then again, it's like, look, this is a triple threat. This is a qualifying match. I ain't got time to waste. Get him up out of here.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not mad because I know that the match is going to be great. Like, it's cool. Because like I said, I like LA Knight. I was just really, really anticipating because I've never paid attention to Alistair. And now that I'm really watching him, it's like,
You want to see
man, I want
more?
to see him. I want to see more. And I want to see him on the big, in the big events and matches and stuff because I feel like he
And
deserves
he
it.
got squandered the first time they moved him up to the main roster. So yeah, it's about time that he gets some shine.
And
I mean, but granted, you just got back, and then Julia just moved up, so you got instances where like people who just moved up are in it, but it's like I guess we hold
yeah,
them
but
off
y'all gonna
for
put
something
Julia
else.
in there, but I put Alistair Black. Don't nobody care about no Julia for real. We want to see Alistair. Like, I want to
You
see that menacing entrance. I want to hear that music. I want to see that kick. I need to see it out. He probably would have kicked somebody's head through the ladder. Like, come on, man. Now y'all just screwed us out of that.
yeah, but I can probably say that he's going to have something big come SummerSlam. I can see that for him. Um, but now we've gotten to the main event of Street Profits versus Fraxium. One hell of a match as per usual because Fraxium ain't let up on the gas at all when it comes to how they
Man,
wrestle, and then the Street Profits are proving why they are the champions. Um,
yes, for sure. Great match though. They were putting on a hell of a match. Um, that match had me at my edge of my seat because I was just like, please do not take this belt off of the Street Profits. And there were many instances in that match when I thought that they was going to take it.
you
Oh
know,
man,
you know how
oh
bad of a
man,
decision that would have been. You literally just gave them titles and then had them be in the best TLC match. I don't
the
care
back
what anybody says. It's the best one out of all of the ones that y'all done had. And y'all
because
just
I
took the
feel like
titles off them for the new
this,
shiny toy.
man. I know it's been a lot of controversy revolving, you know, around whether or not that was the best TLC match. And you know me, I know my history, and I was there for the first TLC match involving the Hardys, the Dudleys, and Edge and Christian. And like to quote from Tiffy, that was the standard. This was the upgrade because that was a classic match between the three of those groups. They put it on, and to be completely honest, I believe the superstars now probably couldn't hold a candle to the superstars back then because Jeff Hardy was a mug. Okay, like I know we see Montez Ford and he's amazing, but Jeff Hardy didn't care. He jumping over anything. He's jumping through anything. It's a body there. He jumping on it. He didn't care, and I love that about him. Now that was an amazing match. That very first TLC match, wow, classic. The second one, amazing. But this one right here, because you have high flying superstars from each group. See, the Hardys knew what you were going to get. They're high flyers. The Dudleys are more dominant. They're going to put you through tables because they got more power. And Edge and Christian, they're not big high flyers, but they can be when put in certain situations. They're more cunning. They're more cunning than anything. And I like to compare Edge and Christian to DIY to say that they're more cunning, but DIY also can be very vicious. So it's like all three of those groups in that match, like you got Montez high flying, you got the Motor City Machine Guns high flying, like all of them. It was just move after move after move. They did not let up. They did not slow down, which is why that was simply the very best TLC match I have ever witnessed. But like you said, to have them on such a huge momentum like that and to surpass a classic. So that's the thing. Like when you have surpassed classics, that's when you know, y'all did that.
You got it.
Yeah, y'all did that because, like I said, that was always the standard. That first TLC match was always the standard. You've had good ones, but it's like, man, it don't compare to when Edge speared Jeff Hardy right out front. It don't compare to that. It compared, it surpassed, it did what it needed to do. So yeah, I'm glad that they didn't lose their titles, but I believe that was pretty much by default because we had some visitors, didn't we?
We had some visitors, and the visitors I have been looking for personally for weeks now.
Yeah, you have
now because I love the whole, supernatural aspect of the WWE. That's what got me back in 2019 and then ushered right back out after that Hell in a Cell match. We got the Wyatt Six showing up, ladies and gentlemen, and they caused complete and utter mayhem. Dexter Lumis looked great. Joe Gacy was great. Nikki Cross, I can't remember, Eric Rowan, I think that's what his name is.
Yeah.
He was great, just monstrous.
And of course, our dear Uncle Howdy. I've missed him. I've really missed him because I didn't know what they were going to do. And with Alexa coming back, I'm like, okay, is there going to be, because there was a moment on Raw, one of the back monitors, that when they do those jumble up enough words, it was like the Wyatt Six, like that jump, but then it spelled out Alexa Bliss. So I'm like, well, she does still, in her character, she does still wear the jacket that says Fiend Friends Forever. Like, what's going on here? But to see them, I did not expect them to show up because I'm like, wait, who's the victim in this? Or are they just saying they going after them titles?
We here now. Like, I'm really hoping we're here now because, yeah, y'all can't keep playing the angle of, we finna get everybody who did somebody dirty because then what's the point? You're not going to have titles.
It was cool in the beginning and it made sense because of how Chad Gable did the Alpha Academy.
Yeah.
So it made perfect sense. And with the Miz. Yeah. Because in some weird, creepy way, it was them and Karrion Kross kind of on the same type of timing. So I was cool with that. But it's like, if y'all finna get them in the mix, so they about to go after these titles, that I'm cool with that because they're dominant. And Uncle Howdy, it's kind of like we know it's a mask. We know it's a wig.
We
We know who's
know, we
behind
know
it.
who.
We know
Yeah,
that it's Bo.
yeah.
But he's so damn good that we don't. It's like, no,
It's
that's
like
not.
it's like a disconnect. It's like, no, that's Uncle Howdy. That's
Yeah,
not that's
that's
not Bo
not Bo.
Dallas.
That's Uncle Howard.
That's how
And
I
we
felt,
know
and that's
when
exactly how I felt about the Fiend. Like that's not Bray
yes,
Wyatt. That's
that's
a monster.
that's when you know when you're so good at your craft because we've seen Bo Dallas after being Uncle Howdy, after Bray's passing, be backstage in the office of Nick Aldis when he opened. I mean, of Adam Pearce when he opened his office door and Bo was sitting there. He looked up at him, and the crowd was going crazy because it's like, okay, Bo Dallas is back there to talk, but we know that he can turn into Uncle Howdy, and it gets eerie really fast. The same, like you said, with Bray, you knew when it was Funhouse and he's Bray Wyatt, and then when he turned into the Fiend, it's like that ain't Bray, that's the Fiend. Like that's when you know you're good. I want to say Mick Foley was the first person. Shout out to the legend Mick Foley. Um, who kicked that off. You knew when it was Mick, you knew when it was Cactus Jack, when it
You
was
knew it
Dude
was Dude
Love, and
Love.
when it was Mankind. Like the same person, different characters. I'm not this person, I'm this person. So it takes talent, real talent and vision to be able to pull something like that off. Um, often, often.
And they ain't
Because
missed in any other things that they showed up in so far. So,
mm-hmm,
and it's
mm-hmm.
always a wonder. It's always a matter of we want more of this, and hopefully they can keep that balance and like not keep them necessarily like as just an attraction. Like keep them as something that can be
Yeah,
consistent,
yeah.
but don't oversaturate it because
Because my thing is, it's at a point now. I'm not gonna lie. I need all of them to be made into dolls, plush dolls, and I will collect all five of them. I believe
and
that's five. Yes, I
it's
want them
five of
all. I
them,
want the pig.
and
I
that's
want.
the thing. It's five of them, and they're called the Wyatt Six. So they have to do something with Alexa. What are we waiting on? Why are we keeping them
At
separate?
first, when they were being called, wait a minute, because
It's
that's the
spelled different.
it is six. So yeah, it was like six or six, something like that.
Yeah,
So at
but
first,
but
I
that's what
thought
it
they
was
were
like. It's
being
five of
called
them.
that. I thought they were being called that in a way of the sixth person spiritually was Bray, that he
Oh,
was, you know. So I thought it was that. But like you said, if we're talking in a literal sense, oh yeah, Alexa Alexa needs to be a part of that. And it could be her and Uncle Howdy because they pretty much do what Uncle Howdy tells them. He's the leader. So if Alexa is in that, and because she was Bray's partner. He handpicked her to be with him, and Uncle Howdy definitely,
was
was one of the characters. So it's like that was
was
just make total sense. What? What is it?
did Nikki Cross and Alexa ever team up at a certain point?
I'm trying to remember because before Nikki became this Nikki, she was like the superhero
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Nikki. But then she went into the whole when she was turning dark. You seen it, and she was going into that trance. A lot of times, Nikki, before she crossed over to the, huh?
Oh, they did have a tag team. They did have a tag team from 2019 to 2020. So yeah, this is in line with that too. Her
I'll
and
be cool with
Alexa, her and Alexa could be tag team and go for tag team championships, or because like I said, that's when I was talking about how every tag team on SmackDown has a girl in it now, and it's like you got two, and the Street Profits needs B-Fab or Bianca, and then you got Candice LeRae and DIY. So like yeah, they need to go ahead and do something with that.
Yeah, for sure. For
But yeah,
sure.
glad to see that the YS6 is back. I want to see Uncle Howdy with. I don't know if I want him to have the WWE Championship yet. I think he should go
Not
for.
yet.
I think he should
Not
go
yet.
for
Not
Jacobs.
yet.
I think he should go for
Yeah.
Jacobs. But after Solo screws Jacob for the title, and he drops it to somebody else, and then Uncle Howdy can go for it.
Wait, no, don't say that now.
I want Solo to go ahead and do what he gonna do because we know he gonna do something to Jacob, and then Jacob drops the title. The title goes to somebody. Then Uncle Howdy fights that somebody. I'm good
I
with
don't
that.
want him to drop it. I don't want him to drop it.
It's gonna happen. It'd be stupid not to put Jacob in the world title picture at some point this year.
Yeah, yeah, yes, you're right about that.
Because give Jacob all the titles right now. He's killing it as far as the United States champion. We know he's gonna carry it at least till SummerSlam. If Solo
Hmm.
turns on him at SummerSlam, cool. That way, next year we get that WWE United States undisputed champion, WWE undisputed champion Jacob Fatu. That's what I'm calling it next year.
Hmm.
And then Solo can fight him for that at WrestleMania, and hopefully it'll be better than Jay and Jimmy. Um, so we
You
had
know
we
what?
we
You
had
know what?
we had an event.
The shots that be being thrown is just crazy.
We had an event on Saturday that include Jay. It was
Hmm.
called Saturday Night's Main Event, and we had 5 different matches. We had Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn and CM Punk. We had Zelina Vega versus Chelsea Green. We had John Cena versus R-Truth. We had Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. And we had Jey Uso versus Logan Paul. It's kicked off with Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, which and Sami Zayn and CM Punk, which I thought was a very interesting choice because I felt like that was a higher tier match than majority of the show.
Hmm.
Definitely more than Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. If we are gonna rank them in order, I think it should have been John Cena, R Truth at the top or at the main event. I think Jey Uso and Logan Paul should have probably been maybe after that. Then it should have been Seth Rollins and CM Punk and them, and then everything else.
Hmm.
But that's not how it went. So Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Sami Zayn, CM Punk. How did you feel about it?
um, man, it wasn't too much of a big woo woo moments for me. It was like, okay,
Yep, this is
well,
happening. Yep, this is happening. It's
we
good, but it's
we,
happening. It's just happening.
right, like it's just happening. Like we got this match. It wasn't something that I was anticipating on see. Although I love everybody involved in the match, but it wasn't like a yeah, I can't wait to see this. It wasn't a solo Jacob versus Roman and at the time Cody match. Like, and then Jimmy returned and it was like, oh my god, like we already was anticipating on the match itself with all the players being involved with the Jimmy return, it was an even bigger pop. Um it was cool. What got me was the return because I
Yes,
didn't see that coming, especially because of the issues within that
we might as
person in
well
the
go ahead.
that's in that
We might as
group.
well go ahead and say it. It was Bronson Reed,
Bronson Reed.
big
Like I
Bronson
did,
Reed,
man, man,
of
man. Big
a
Bronson Reed is
great,
back. The tsunamis are back, and
a
I have been
great
mentioning,
choice.
I have been missing the tsunamis, but I didn't see that coming. I just seen the big guy because it came. The camera angle was crazy.
I
I'm like, who is that? I was
and
like,
I that's something I got to give WWE because they are masters at that now. They know how to
mm-hmm.
hold something. It's like, hey, that who is that? That just ran across the screen. He ain't supposed to be out here. And then we see who it is, and I'm like, okay, because I love Bronson Reed. He's one of the
Yeah.
people that can do no wrong. Before he did what he did to his ankles, I was like, yeah, he can do no wrong. I don't care if he's
Mm-hmm.
crushed our truth or Seth Rollins. He cool. He did it. Free him. Um.
Man, 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 man.
So yeah, I think that was bigger than the actual match itself. Um. Then we had Chelsea Green as Lena Vega. It was cool. Nothing major.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, she hit the cold red from the top turnbuckle, and that was cool. Um, it was that's why I said that she needs to focus on her title and her speed because it was a lot in those matches that she had some little slips and she couldn't really connect the way that she wanted to connect. The 619 was one of them. You do this move all the time. Don't tell me when it gets to the grand stage or whatnot, if you happen to defend your title, you get a little nervous. I'm gonna need you to get over those nerves and have that confidence in yourself. Because for her to be so tiny and to be, to me, like a female luchador, you need to speed it up. Your moves need to be a little sharper and a little more precise. Um, yeah, that was my only, issue with the match itself.
Okay, then we had John Cena and R-Truth, and that was that was
Um,
that was one of the highlights of my. That was about, yeah, that was the second highlight of my night.
my man can do no wrong. My man can do no wrong.
Cause
Um, I will love him for all of his days. But decent little match. I thought at some point that R-Truth was getting through to John, and I thought that
I thought
because when John was gonna hit him with the title when he
that's what I
decided
thought.
against it, I was like, okay, maybe he's like looking into R-Truth's face and seeing R-Truth dressed up like him is in
He's like,
hindsight him looking at like a kid,
and
and it's like I really
and
don't
his
want to hit you or crush you, and I know how much you love
and
me, and it's like,
he get hit with the Grinch. My heart grew 3 sizes that day.
yeah, because he's like, I ain't gonna get this title, but then he kicked him, and I'm just like, oh man, that's even worse. But I don't know. I'm kind of with R-Truth in this whole thing. And John Cena, of course, we knew he was going to take that match. Well, I'm not going to say I knew it. I really thought R-Truth is
We
someone
was
going to
definitely
win this
hoping.
way.
We was hoping.
And I thought that we were open. I was open to R-Truth winning.
And
But
he kicked him, then he dropped him, and then he won. And then he
yeah,
was gonna hit him with the title after the match, but he had an intervention, I believe, or was that later on?
who?
We had an intervention with John doing something dirty, and somebody showed up, or was that later? Because I thought
That
he
was
was
later. That was later. He didn't do an intervention. He beat him, and then that was, that was it.
okay.
Um,
Because I could have sworn I remember him actually hitting him with the title afterwards, but I might be.
he did.
Okay.
He did hit him.
Okay.
He did hit him.
So that's not when it happened. Okay. So yeah, that did
No.
happen later.
Yeah, he did hit him. R-Truth did have, after the match, he had a segment backstage where they interviewed him, and R-Truth was saying that I didn't, y'all seen it. Like, I almost had him. I seen it in his eyes or whatnot. Like, I really, truly believe the way this is going to pan out, R-Truth is going to be the one that brings John Cena back. Because
But
for him to still be.
But it's gonna be him winning the title, or is it just gonna be
No,
him like snapping,
I
or
believe
like
it's just
being
going
there?
to be him snapping him out. And I believe that when John Cena loses, whoever he loses to, that's the thing. I don't want to think about that. I want to think about the title because that's gonna make my brain go crazy and it goes into overdrive because it's too much happening along the way. So that's gonna be. We can pick anybody. He can go get CM Punk. We can be like CM Punk taking it because he's did it before. So we can't. I don't want to think about that because I believe that's going to be the huge. Dang. Right. All I know is it better not be that damn nightmare. I just know that. However, yeah, I believe that R-Truth is going to be the one to bring him back to himself. And R-Truth was saying that in his interview after the match, that he almost had John as far as bringing him back. He said, you seen it, like he hesitated. And yeah, he kicked me and everything, but he could have just hit me like he usually has done in the past, but he didn't. He had a little conviction about himself. So he's like, I'm going to still work hard to bring him back because
I love
it's
this.
in me.
I love this because I want to see. I want to see it.
It's fun. It's fun. I know John had, a big play in it because you have to. This is his retirement year. No one in history has ever done this. Let's just put that out there too. Nobody in WWE history has never announced their retirement a year beforehand, gone on a retirement tour. Like, you know what? I'm going to give my fans all of these things and whatnot. I'm going to be here full time for a year. Your last year, the last time you see me, and I'm going to make sure we have some big stuff coming on along the way. Like, what? I love it from start to finish. I cannot wait to see, and I know I'm going to be extremely emotional, but this is so different.
Yeah.
It's so different. And I'm not saying that I want future superstars to pattern it, because we'll know
No,
who the
absolutely
blueprint
not. No,
is.
no, because
Yeah, we'll know who the
if you
blueprint
don't,
is, and it's gonna be weird.
yeah, don't copy it. Just do something that feels natural to you. And this feels natural to
Yeah,
John because this literally has been his life. This is what got him to where he is
exactly,
now. So it makes
exactly,
sense. And he's basically using every talent that he's earned in this business to get this done. So like the
exactly,
acting, the actual physicality of everything, like he's using all of the talents that he's learned while in WWE to give back to WWE before he goes. So I love that. Um, this was my highlight only because Drew McIntyre was in it, but it was Drew versus Damian, and they put on a hell of a match. They absolutely did. Brutal as it was going to be because their matches beforehand were brutal. Um, I, however, was not a fan of the finish because I am going to say it because we're this deep into the video and I think we can, freely cuss. Damian Priest is a bitch. Um, a whole bitch and nothing but a bitch. Um, you gave this man a concerto.
Damien, I apologize on his behalf for these shenanigans
Ain't
this
no
week.
apologies around here. I said what I said and I meant it. You gave him a concerto.
Yes,
First of all, you shouldn't even have this. This should not have been a match. This should not have been a match at all because he already whooped your ass twice,
twice,
multiple times. But you
multiple
gave him a
WrestleMania.
concerto.
WrestleMania was one
And
biggest stage.
then you walked your little simple ass out the ring. You walked down. You opened the gate and walked out. Jesse Ventura. Everything Jesse Ventura said, I was like, "Yup, you a bitch." I'm gonna give you a concerto and then walk my ass out. I'm the street king.
Yeah, I don't.
You
I
got your ass whooped, and now you want to call Drew whiny. You want to call Drew whiny and all of that. You literally did the same thing.
man,
You should have left that man alone. He beat your ass. Why do you keep messing with him? You make no sense. But you won. I guess you won, and now we got that on the record books. But I didn't want it that way. He should have just claymored you into the chair again, pinned you, and that's the end of the beef. I hated that whole ending. I loved the match, hated the ending. And let me clarify. I'm calling Damian Priest's character a bitch, not the person that he actually is, because
oh,
we can separate
we
this.
know, we know that.
Oh, because wrestling fans sometimes be slow, so we
Yeah,
gotta
that
clarify.
too. I can't stand it. They don't know how to. It's kind of like at this point, are we five? Like we're adults and we should be able to
They don't
depict
have critical
the
thinking
show
skills.
from the actual character. Although there are some blurring of the between the lines between real and reality, but at the same, I mean, the wrestling world and the reality, they like to cross paths sometimes in some cases, and that's what makes it fun. It makes it cool because personal boundaries or personal things get brought into the business. However, we're old enough to respect the craft. We're
Yeah,
old enough to be able to understand that yes, this is their character that they're playing. That's like watching Superman and Batman every week fighting. These are characters you grew up watching and you love them, but it's like to see them all. They got a fan base. Oh, I get to meet him.
yeah.
It's like getting
Like
to meet
if I
Batman
met
and your
him,
superhero.
I'd be like, I love your work. I just hate your character.
But
I ain't
but
gonna
I
lie
get
to
it.
you.
I get it. And they respect that. And they respect that because they know that their characters are a part of them. They are. The same as somebody plays somebody in a movie. Your characters are a part of you, especially if you play it well. So, and then in hindsight, some of them use their real names. So it's like, I know it's kind of hard sometimes to try to differentiate between the two, but come on, common sense.
Yeah, come on.
Between the two. Um,
And
but
that works perfectly because Logan Paul, I don't like that man at all.
that's the thing.
Like
You can't
for
truly
anything.
tell the difference between the two. I can because I love Logan, and I know that Logan does has. I mean, he said in his thing so. I could not be so good looking, still humble. But he is humble. he just knows that he's great because he is. If I know that I'm great and you know that I'm great, what's wrong with saying that I'm great? We both know it. So it's like that's what I love about Logan Paul. He's not settling for less. He knows that he's destined to be a champion. He knows that he's great, and I respect him in that sense
Well,
because he is. Now,
he wasn't destined to be champion on Saturday because Jey Uso
shut your dirty
whooped his
mouth.
ass.
Shut your dirty mouth. Things happen. Things happen that weren't supposed to happen.
Yeah, like your man coming out and jumping
Hey,
Jey
we
Uso.
ain't there yet. We're still on Damien.
No, we talking about Logan Paul now, so we there.
No, we've been giving an example of like
I had a good segue. That was the segue. That was the segue into it.
Fine.
I was smooth with it. You didn't even notice.
Yeah.
So, Jey
Yeah.
Uso and Logan had a match. Match was going good, and then somebody's man decided to get involved and try to ruin wrestling for real. Because that would have definitely ruined wrestling had Logan Paul won a world title at all. If he wins the world title within the next 3 years, that will definitely ruin wrestling for me. Because
would it really?
Yeah, it
would it really?
Absolutely.
Or would it just take it to a whole new height?
It definitely wouldn't. I promise you it wouldn't. I promise you it wouldn't.
Yeah, you got this social media started.
I turned WWE off. I would go watch AEW and TNA exclusively until he lost that title.
You know what? That's just mean.
I don't care.
Look, he's a wonderful athlete, Oz. We got to give credit where it's due. Logan is the bomb, man. Yeah, and he would have defended it proudly.
And cheated every time.
Hey. Okay. Because nobody was saying anything when other superstars have been doing it. That is WWE's, like, what do they call it? What is it called? A favorite pastime. Cheating to win. Eddie Guerrero made a career out of cheating to win.
First of all, we not finna do that. We not finna have Eddie be in the same conversation as Logan Paul. We not finna do that.
He made a career out of cheating to win. It's a whole
but we like Eddie. That's the difference.
But if Logan didn't have fans, it wasn't likable. He wouldn't have been this huge megastar. Not to take away from LA Knight, but this huge social media star.
We want to see him get his ass whooped. That's why we here.
Really? Come on, man. That man has millions of followers all over, whether it's wrestling, boxing, swimming.
And I don't understand that.
What it is. They love him.
I don't understand.
Okay.
Maybe that's
WWE fans need to stop trying to be so. I think y'all need to stop being in denial of the fact that y'all know when Logan Paul gets in there ring, he puts on a hell of a match, and y'all
I
love it.
I don't like him.
You don't gotta like him, but you respect him.
I respect him. I just don't like him.
You ain't gotta like him. Like for instance, I don't like AJ Styles, but I respect him. I don't like Becky Lynch, but I respect her. So we just gonna, just go ahead and do that.
Yeah, we gonna.
Because the other people that you like, I like them. Like I like Jacob, I like Jada. Yeah, but yeah, AJ Styles ain't my cup of tea. To be honest, sometimes I feel like he's a little too old. But that's just my opinion.
Amazing, you said that, and him and John are about the same age.
Hey, but John is the greatest of all time. What took AJ so long? Just like John told him, I'm not considered this because I ain't been in the indie scene for 15 years.
It's built the indie scene.
That AJ couldn't cut the mustard.
He built the indie scene. What are we talking about?
Built nothing.
He built TNA.
You ain't built jack.
He built TNA. The company that they partner with.
TNA now. TNA back then, pretty much or whatnot, 1-0. But the bootleg show.
No.
That if you're bored,
no.
that's the show
That's the show. That's literally the show that everybody is biting off of now. Everything that TNA was doing beforehand is what everybody is doing now. AEW, WWE, they literally are biting off of what TNA built.
Kurt Angle all done left TNA. TNA was trash booty.
No, it was not. Anyway. So Jey Uso and Logan Paul had a match.
I watch AEW over TNA. That's how you know how bad it is.
You a lie. You a whole lie. You a whole lie.
I
so
would. Wait,
so
what show was my boy on?
Trick
No,
or
I know
who?
what show he on. I'm talking about I believe in your
That's
Henry.
TNA.
He was the only super mega star to come up out of there.
That's a lie. We not gonna keep doing this. We finna
Wait,
finish.
who was the other ones besides Joe?
Besides Joe Hendry, we have Jordan Grace. We got AJ
Okay,
Styles. We
okay,
got
besides Jordan, because I knew she was
LA
gone.
Knight. Drew McIntyre left WWE and then came back after he became bigger and better in what he is now. Um, a lot of them,
Mm.
the Motor City Machine Guns, they were there with AJ, Robert
They
Roode, Bobby
came up with
Roode.
that. But where did they get? Where did they start getting more traction at? WWE, because that's the big
Because that's
dog.
the big, yeah. But again, that's where they cut their teeth. That's where they became who they were, and then they
I
brought
don't
that
know.
over. So
I would
we
watch
not
a
finna
little
do that.
bit. I used to sneak and watch a little bit of TNA back then when like Kurt Angle was there, when Flair even showed up, when China had came up. You know, when they had some of the superstars, you know, for WWE, they had went over there. Around that time, that's when he's what? I know he hates this word, Perk Angle. Yeah. So when that whole era was done, I wasn't really paying attention to it much. The only reason why I started taking a glimpse of it was because of Jordan Grace, because I thought that she was just a force. I didn't know the LA Knight came from there, but now that I think back on it, I do remember seeing a picture of LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, and Tongaloa.
Yeah, he was Eli
Um,
Drake then.
yeah, that you know they were over there, but yeah, I didn't pay much attention to it until after that, and then Joe Hendry caught my attention. So besides Joe and Great and Jordan, no, not I don't know too many people now from over there. But it's nice that they got the nice crossover between the two. Um, Even with the women, like I remember uh Kong,
Yeah, Awesome
I
Kong.
liked her. I remember what's my girl name? What's my girl name? What is her name? Oh,
Yep.
and her first night debut on WWE, she won the women's championship back in 2004.
Christy Hemme.
Oh, huh?
Christy Hemme.
Hell no. Kristen never won a women's championship.
I
She
know.
was Ice
I know she
Baby.
was in TNA. I know Gail
Yeah,
Kim.
she was in TNA and she
Gail
wrestled
Kim.
more over there. Gail Kim. That's what it was. Gail Kim. I know Gail Kim was there. Yeah, Christy became more of a wrestler in TNA because when she was in WWE after running the Diva Search, she was still considered eye candy. She went straight to doing the Playboy, and she had her feud with Trish at WrestleMania. But Lita was like training her, so she wasn't really too big of a wrestler yet. She became more of that when she moved to SmackDown first from Raw, and then she took that and her style of dressing and wrestling attire over to TNA. But yeah,
So yeah. Yeah, we're not finna disrespect TNA. Anyway, at the end of Logan Paul and Jey Uso's match, your man decided to come out and try to ruin wrestling for real and give him the title, and it was stopped by the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, who I didn't pop for at all. I was like, okay.
oh, oh, I popped for him. I popped all right. I said, "What the hell is he doing here?" That's what I yelled out. That's what I yelled out at the TV screen. Why is he here, Ike? Why? Why is he here? It just didn't make sense to me. Anybody could have came out. Anybody. But then again, it's like who was I expecting to come out to really help, Um this which match was this again? This was a tag match? No, this was yeah. I really thought it would have been Roman. It means his cousin. Even Jimmy. I would have took that. Did not expect for Mr. Rose to come out with his dusty tail. See how I did that? But no, did not expect him to come out at all. So yeah.
But yeah, he stopped that, and now we got a tag team match. I want to say tonight for between Jay and Cody versus John and Logan. So, yay.
Wait, I don't know. Take anything that I can get when it's coming to John Cena because I know next year around this time my man will not be there and we won't have him. Um, I look at it like this: Money in the Bank is coming. We only have 2 weeks. We do not have time for a build up for this match. However, I know people like, well, why even have John in the match in the first place? Because it's John Cena, it's his retirement year, and I know he wants to be able to perform at every pay per view that there is because this is his last year. Makes total sense. Um, I'm okay with the tag team, considering all players involved,
Oh, wait, my
regardless
bad,
of
my bad.
how.
My bad. It's not tonight. It's Money in the Bank. My bad.
Why'd you say tonight? What's wrong with you?
I thought they were doing it Monday. My bad.
No, no, Money in the Bank. Um, yeah, I respect and I love every person that is involved in this match, regardless of the crap that I talk about with Cody Rhodes. I love Cody Rhodes as a person. I love what he does in the ring. I love how he is with his fans. I will forever whoa when he comes out. Um, but when it comes down to my man, I'm always gonna rock with my man, whether it's Roman Reigns, whether it's John Cena. I'm going on their side regardless. But yeah, I think that Cody. I truly believe he probably could have still had some little time away. Give the people a chance to miss you, because to be completely honest, Cody, we missed Roman a week after he was gone, chanting "We want Roman," even though we wanted the title taken off and given to Cody because Cody needed to finish his story. It just made sense. He earned it, so it's cool.
I didn't. I was
I
like,
did.
I was
I
like,
did.
F your
I did.
story.
No, I don't. I know this is the reason why. After really sitting there and just taking in 4 years of Roman, I had to think of it both professionally and personally. Roman's been carrying this company, the same with Seth Rollins at the time. But Roman, for longer than Seth, has been carrying it for sure. And it's like, you know what? I'm okay with it because Cody didn't win that first year due to interference. Okay, well this year Cody has to finish, and it was the whole I want him to finish for him. I want him to finish for Dusty. I felt for him. Loved Roman, but I knew it was going to be some type of down. He was going to lose at some point, and I was okay with it. When Cody won, I did shed a tear or two because I think it was more so like, man, Dusty never got a chance to win it. And that's how pretty much everybody felt like he's doing it for his dad. And
Yeah, that
I
I
can
can get.
always respect, I can always be able to respect, uh, I'm avenging my father. Everything that he wanted, I came back and I'm doing this for him. He's been on a hell of a journey to get there. So I think that's why I was more so pulling for Cody because he had to go through the beast 3 times to get back to Roman. And the way they marketed and the way they planned it was perfect because they didn't just give it to Cody. You got to earn it. And guess what? You got to go through like that final character, and he had to do it twice. You had to go through them obstacles. You had to go through Brock. You made it through Brock. You didn't expect to ever have to go against the final boss because it wasn't created yet, and we didn't see that coming. So when the Rock came, it was like, wait a minute. He not only is he the Rock, but he's the final boss, both literally and figuratively. He is the final boss, like for real, for real. He could really take this all away from you, and The Rock made it so damn personal, and he made it personal in and outside of the ring. The Rock coined the term Cody Crybabies and then went on to, I'm going to whoop your ass out here. I'm going to do it in the parking lot. I don't care where it's at. I'm cussing at you because that's how much I don't like you. Like, The Rock sitting there, this is what happens. I was there when he said it. When I say the arena, when he told Cody after he beat him up in the ring, this is what happens when you F with the final boss, the entire arena was like, damn, Rock, like, oh, this is personal. And he just kept beating him. And then when they were like, okay, clear, we finna cut the cameras, The Rock started going off like, F that. Like no cameras. Like ain't no none of that. You can't cut him in real life. You ain't gonna cut him now. Like he did not like Cody, and he showed I don't like you, bro. I don't mess with your kind. So everybody was like, man, Cody got all these stacked against him or whatnot. All right, man, Roman them taking it too far, especially the segment, the last Raw we seen between Cody, Seth, Rock, and Roman, and then the both Rock and Roman took the Rock's weight belt and was beating them like a government mule over and over and over again. I was like, they gotta win. And then they lost the tag match, and I'm like, Cody is screwed. Bloodline rules. Cody gotta win. Cody gotta win. And I was happy that he won. And I was cool with it. But then a month passed. And now I'm like, okay, there's no spark.
Yep.
Like you, Cody. Good entrance, like John Cena said. Come out in the nice suits and all of that. But there's really no big pop for
No
you.
spark.
Same exact promo for everybody that you go up against. And I was
Yep.
over it. So it didn't get, on that until Solo went after him, because we know what comes with Solo. What comes with Solo is the bloodline. Paul Heyman, Roman at some point. So we were cool with that because we know it was eventually leading to Roman's return.
Yep.
And I was completely fine with that, 100%. But yeah. So now that this match is happening, it wouldn't have been something that I would have chosen, but I'm okay with the tag match because, I mean, Logan Paul gets the team with John Cena. That, to me, regardless of how you feel personally, in itself is going to be something special because you have these two guys that are totally different, but they're the same in this sense of arrogancy and I don't care about the people. I'm here to win. They're on the same page as far as that goes. And
It'll
then
be
you have
interesting to
these
see.
two. Yeah, it will be. It will be because, like I said, this is something I never would have thought to put together. So it definitely is going to be interesting to see how they coexist with each other, how they measure up to one another, how they tag with each other. Like even when it comes, because they're both who finna do on a microphone, they both got it. So it's like, man, how we about to do this? Like, is Logan following John's lead? Is he gonna challenge John at some point? Like, test him? Like, yeah, you might be the GOAT, but yeah. So we gonna see how that goes. I like how Cody pointed out, you got your partner and I got my brother. I thought that was nice because the last time we seen them tag with each other is when they won the tag titles and they had their little crazy post-match interviews and stuff, which was hilarious. Forever be a classic. And I like Cody with Jay. They're funny. They bounce off each other, and now Jay's the champ. Cody was the champ before, and now Jay's the champ. So now you get to see it in a different. It's crazy how much some things can happen in a year. How things could just twist. Like now Jay is the champ and Cody's not. So I'm cool with seeing the match in some weird, crazy way. I just feel like R-Truth might show up. I feel like R-Truth is going to get involved in a lot of John Cena's matches and a lot of his things because he's trying to get him back. And I'm here. I'm cool with it. I'm here for it.
He gonna do something hilarious every time. Like it's gonna be heartfelt and hilarious every time.
See him coming up there with John Cena's old gear, John Cena's old music. During the match, John looking up the ramp like, what is this? And he trying to bring, because R-Truth's work that he did with the Judgment Day was gold. I loved every
when he
showed
up with the title.
When they won and they like this, he just come out of nowhere and did that. But that's when I love Damien the best. And he was pissing Damien off. He no, Truth, we're not doing this. I told you we're not doing this. And then when he would, what's up, dog? It was funny. And that time when he got the shirts and put his name on it, but he was selling it and he was making money. And then Damien was going off and he was like, I got your cut right here. What's this? Your cut. All right, you can sell the shirts. I get some money. And then he brought the money out. He brought the money out to Finn and Dom. And Finn was like, okay, or whatnot. And he was telling Dom to hold it. Dom like, where my money at? Like, I thought y'all didn't like him. So I love R-Truth. I love him. I cannot wait to see it. I really hope this is how they're going to play him. Like, being involved in, like, anything involving John Cena. It gets serious, and it's not serious no more because R-Truth is trying to desperately get his hero to come to his senses. So I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to that match.
And with that concludes everything WWE related. Nah,
Man, yeah.
so it's going to be an interesting couple of it's going to be an interesting summer for sure for all the things that are
Oh
going to be
yeah.
coming.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I am trying to save my coins because I'm trying to go to SummerSlam 2 nights, MetLife, Cardi B is hosting. Gotta be there for sure.
Would be lovely if you could go and get that experience. So
Oh yeah. Oh
I'm a
yeah. I'm gonna show a little leg so we can both go. I'm gonna get out here.
so let's I'm gonna just dip into Double or Nothing real quick, seeing as how I watched it.
Okay.
I only watched maybe about I watched majority of it. I maybe missed maybe 2 matches, 3 matches, and the highlight of the night was Anarchy in the Arena. Anarchy in the Arena is basically just a big street fight between two factions. So they fighting all throughout the arena. Um, it was Swerve Strickland, Kenny Omega, Willow Nightingale, and the Ops, which consists of Samoa Joe, Will Hobbs, and Shibata. And then the Death Riders, which is John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, you know him better as Cesaro, Wheeler Yuta, and then Mark
Cesaro still
Shafir.
fighting.
Yep. And then the
I
Young
love
Bucks.
him and I love John. Kenny Omega, black guy.
Kenny Omega's a white guy. But
Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega. Was Kenny used to be in WWE?
he may have wrestled once in WWE, if I remember right. But he wasn't a mainstay.
No, he sounds so familiar.
He should, because he's literally been called one of the best wrestlers for at least a decade now.
Mm-hmm.
But Swerve was in WWE, which you probably know. Um, but yeah, their match phenomenal. Every bit of it was brutal. They had music playing, which I loved while they was fighting. They have a hit, let the bodies hit the floor playing
That's my jam.
throughout the entire match. That's what they played, and then they also played "I'm So Excited" by I can't remember who.
When that song comes on, I lose my mind because I automatically start going back to my childhood because it's so ironic that they played that music that used to be ECW's one of their theme songs actually for the show. And man, I just because is it Drowning Pool or is it's not Saliva? Is that Drowning Pool that
I
sings "Let the
believe
Bodies Hit the Floor"?
I think it's Drowning Pool.
I think it's Drowning Pool, and I love me some Drowning Pool. Like that song is just a classic. Like you just gotta get in
And me
your zone.
personally, if Swerve is in the match, I'm watching the match. Swerve is my guy on the Indies. Like
That's who that is. I know him. I like
black, athletic as all hell, and got the personality to go with it. I'm watching it.
him. Yeah, I mess with him. He cool.
That match was phenomenal. Um, all the spots, the exploding table spot, the when they locked Willow's ear to the to the ring post. Um, Swerve coming out on a forklift and jumping on the Young Bucks. Everything
Forklift is
about it,
crazy.
everything about it was just phenomenal. Everybody hitting their finishes on everybody. I loved it. After that, my second favorite was Timeless Tony Storm, which I'm sure you know. You know who Tony Storm is. You don't know okay, well, we're gonna get you educated.
Of course, I know who Tony Storm is. Who doesn't know who Tony Storm is? I saw a little bit of her, little match. I love her. I love when she cut her promos. That lady is a brand.
She couldn't I don't think
She's
this
a
character
one-woman show.
I don't think this character could thrive in WWE.
I believe that it could, but I believe that it would definitely be jealousy being there because Tony Storm to me, I don't want to say, how do you say this? Not a made man, not that, but she's not a character that somebody pitched to her
Right, she
and
came
said,
up with
this is
that.
what we want you to do. She's authentically herself. It's like, no, I did this. Like, this is me. I came in with this and y'all just catching on to it. So it's like, Yeah, it would definitely, because she would take the spotlight away from, she's different from a lot of women. She's totally different. Um, who can cut a promo mid match? I have never seen nothing like that in my days. Mid match. That lady is for, and then go back to whooping your ass at the same time. Like, I mess with her. I love her. Like, question, is she like a lesbian or something?
She's she's what you are.
Or bi?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
because she's
It's
married.
why you
She's
just say
married.
that she's what you are.
Because I don't know how the whole thing works, and I ain't want to
I know you don't want to offend anybody, and you don't want to offend the community. But
right.
this is something, and I believe I can say this because I'm a part of the community. But what they need to do is stop being so freaking sensitive when it comes to certain things, especially when it comes for certain things of people who are not a part of it and they're just asking questions or they just want to know certain terms. Stop being so damn sensitive. Like, I don't understand it. It's really not that damn serious. I don't like labels, to be honest. Like, I don't like people saying, "Oh, are you straight? Are you bi?" No. What are you? I love bitches. I just like to say that. I just do. I like who I like. That doesn't mean that I like every single woman. I'm extremely picky. So, and I'm always gonna love men more. I want a man at the end of the day. But yeah, that
So yeah,
whole label
I
thing
think
and
she in
all
the
the
same boat.
extra is just, huh?
She in the same boat because she married to a dude.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, women have fun parts. So it's kind of like, I dip and dabble every now and again, and it's kind of, fun. Or make jokes about it and stuff like that. But yeah, I love her. She's totally different. And like you said, I don't even think some of the things she says would have gotten over in WWE. I don't even think they would have been able to even
They,
market that
that's
or
not
even
even
allow her to say
PG.
it on air. Now, Attitude Era, for sure. For sure. And if Triple H just wants to take it, if that's what we're doing right now, um, testing the waters, and I believe that we are with jumping back into that. Perfect.
Yeah,
She fits
cause
right in.
she can't call people slop tarts. I don't think. No, that might get over because slop tart isn't necessarily
It might get over because it's
explicit, but
also, it's not explicit, but then it's also, that she's what? She's British. I'm assuming from
Australia,
the accent.
Australia.
Okay. Really?
Yeah,
Wouldn't have known. But some of the things that they say, or certain, words they say, we don't even know what it means because it's from their culture. So that's why I say maybe it could have gotten over or whatnot, because it's not like we can relate to it to take offense to it, because we're not, Australian.
right.
So we don't really know what she's saying. We just know that it's catchy. I can't wait to call somebody a slop tart.
But that was a highlight. She fought Mina Shirakawa. Uh, wasn't a bad match. She can't have a bad match. Everybody she's had a match with, it cannot be a bad match. She just can't have a bad match. And then it was Mercedes Moné and Jamie Hayter. Again, another fire match. Mercedes, whew, uh, the match was good. I'm just saying woo because it's Mercedes. Uh,
Monet?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Who else would it be?
I don't know.
But yeah, so
I didn't know you liked her like that. So,
we ain't had an opportunity to talk about AEW.
oh.
But yeah, she got it. She won and she beat Jamie Hayter. Another fire match. Jamie Hayter is great, but I knew Mercedes was gonna win this. Because
Mm-hmm.
it's time for her and Tony Storm to have. I think they had one match before, but I don't remember. But it's time for her to go up against Tony Storm and go for that title.
Mm-hmm.
She gonna lose, but it is what it is. And then the main event was Hangman Adam Page versus Will Ospreay. You might not like Will Ospreay because he said some things about WWE and the fact that he believes that people in AEW are better than the wrestlers in WWE.
First of all, this guy, yeah, I've heard of him and I've seen it. And to be completely honest, with all due respect, but I'm going to get very disrespectful, shut the F up. Because you don't even have room to even sit there and want to talk about who are you for real. I get if it was somebody like Moxley. I get if it was even most Mercedes who have been in the business, who have been in the big leagues, who have tasted the good life, and then now, maybe on a show that's second rate to the big leagues. Let's just be completely freaking clear and honest. Um, of course you got to sit there and think that y'all got to hype yourselves up because you weren't able to cut it to make it to the big leagues. So yeah, you got to sit there and try to downplay it because deep down that's where you want to be. But because you're not there and you don't want to sit there and face reality of it, or you don't want to face your own personal little failures or
Well,
whatever. And I'm not saying there aren't even
that's not
superstars that are huge over
that's
there
not
because they are. Tony Storm, let me cook. Tony Storm is one of them. Yes, there are superstars there that actually are over on AEW to me that are bigger than the company. Again, she is one of them. Mercedes is one of them who actually put in the work and do what they have to do. But when it comes to mid Carters, I don't think that they should have the room to speak on anything because I may not know much about the superstars at AEW, but I could tell you what, I don't know who you are, so you don't stand out too much. I know who some stars are because they stand out all over, that everybody knows who they are. But I'm gonna need that guy to kind of take several seats a little bit.
I'm
Like,
I'm letting you cook, but you burning the food.
I don't know. I don't know. All I
Because
know is or
WWE
whatnot.
wanted
I've
him.
never heard of him. You knew because you watched the show. Um,
I'm telling you, WWE
but I
wanted him.
guarantee if a contract was being drawn up and it was placed in his lap to be a part of WWE, he would go for it.
He turned
I'm
it
just going
down.
to say when.
I want to say around Survivor Series.
Mm-hmm.
He turned it down because he liked the freedom that he has being on the Indies and working for AEW, and that's where he decided to go. So WWE wanted him, and Triple H threw shots first, and he threw shots back, and then ever since, he's just been really touting that AEW, has the talent, and they do have the talent. And
They
that they're
got the
better than
talent.
and they're better than
They
WWE.
ain't got the money.
How that's true. Actually, they actually do, but it's not necessarily being shown with certain things. Um,
They ain't got the money like they supposed to be having the money. That's all I'm gonna say. They ain't
that
got the
much is
money
true.
like that.
That much I can give you because yeah, the ticket sales apparently and the arenas that they are moving to and using aren't necessarily as big as WWE from what I know.
Mm-hmm.
But Will Ospreay definitely has the ability to say that he himself can out wrestle a lot of people in WWE. That much I can say. But as for everybody on that roster, I don't know about that. So that's all I gotta say about All Out or Double or Nothing because yeah,
Mm-hmm.
my main matches were Hangman Adam Page and Will Ospreay. Hangman won as he should have because that man is great and the storyline behind it and the whole passion he had, the fact that he needed to win this so he can get back to his title, he absolutely
Mm-hmm.
earned it. Mercedes winning so that she can go ahead and go after the world title finally if she hasn't already because I think she only went after it once but she needs to go after it again because if you gonna have the championships as long as you've had all of these championships you need the big gold one so go ahead and go get it. um I'm not mad if Tony Storm loses it, uh but I need to see Tony Storm often because my only reason for watching AEW is Swerve Strickland, Mercedes Moné, and Tony Storm. Everybody else don't really care about. um, and yeah. Oh, and Kenny Omega now that he's back. But everybody else not really caring about. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about Double or Nothing. It was good from the matches that I saw, and I'm going to tune in to see more. I really want AEW to go ahead and do better as a brand because you have two shows, but everybody really only watches Dynamite. You have Ring of Honor, but nobody's paying attention to it because you're not shedding spotlights on it. You are
Wait,
what?
Ring of Honor belongs to AEW?
Yeah, he bought it because they were going out of. I think they were going bankrupt or something along the lines, but and AEW ended up buying
Ring
them.
Ring of Honor was.
Yeah, Ring of Honor was going out of business,
Oh,
and he ended
I
up
didn't
buying them.
know that. So that means that even the champs from there, I mean,
Yeah, because Chris Jericho was literally the Ring of Honor champion for months
mm-hmm.
until somebody else took it.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Okay.
I need AEW to adopt some of the stuff. Like, don't adopt everything from WWE, but some of the stuff, because you have two shows. Split some of them titles up and cut some of them titles down, because we don't need trio championships. We got tag teams. We don't need trios. We don't need
Mm-hmm.
everybody to have a title. We got the TNT championship. We got the TBS championship. We got the Ring of Honor championship. We got the Intercontinental championship.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on. We cut some of them down and have more structure to your shows. And
Mm-hmm.
put more Swerve and Mercedes and more Tony Storm, and I'll be a happy man. And that's all I gotta say. So, with that being said, we have talked for 2 hours and 30 minutes on this Memorial Day episode. Uh, don't expect that. But thank y'all for being here. I have been Oz the Alchemist, and if there's anything you want to
And
say, go ahead.
once again, happy birthday to the Trapper Chief. Gotta put that out there. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
All the
Please follow
things.
us on all of our social media handles on our TikTok and our Instagram at LCW Pod. Um, man, get us noticed, man. Get us out there. We're really trying hard or whatnot. We're giving you guys our time. Time is Moone. But we love to be here kicking it and talking with you guys. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen tonight. I can see what's gonna happen tonight because, like we've been saying for the past couple of weeks, SmackDown has been cooking. Raw needs to catch up. It needs to come
SmackDown
on
ain't
big
missed.
tonight
SmackDown
because
ain't missed this.
after, well, you know what? You know what? Bronson Reed did join the group. We thought it was going to be Sammy. It is not Sammy. It's not the third man. It's Bronson Reed. So now we cooking. Now we cooking with something. Now we get to see, because since Bronson and Seth they had such a huge feud. Now we get to see how they're going to coexist within this group with each other. Like, have differences really been put aside? I mean, the man tried to destroy you,
And
Seth.
that's what
He did take you out. He
that's what
did
I
take you
said.
out for some
That's what I
time.
was saying when we was talking. I'm like, I'm pretty sure everybody in this group has tried to off the other one at some point in time. So
So,
how is
but then
how is this not
Bronson's
going?
was even bigger. Like, Seth, he took you out, bro. You were out for a little minute. So we gonna see what's to this or whatnot. We have to. We got to see what's going on. I don't know if this is like a build up to, which is crazy. I mean, but again, it's not crazy. A build up to War Games at some point. Um, but I don't think Bronson Reed wants to see another War Games match anytime soon, seeing this what happened in the last
Or at
one.
least don't
He
jump
was
off of
out.
anything.
Yeah. So I do look forward to see what they're gonna do with that whole segment. We're gonna see what Little Miss Feisty Roxy has to say tonight. And I don't know if Liv is back. Hopefully she is. We'll see. It'll stir up some stuff. But yeah, I look forward to watching Raw tonight.
Indeed. So we have been Lights Camera Wrestling LCW, and we'll see y'all later.